What's going on, everybody? Hey, everyone's. I'm gonna give everybody a little bit more time to get on in here because I know you like, Auntie, what you doing here today? I was not expecting to see you here today. I know you wasn't, but the tea on this whole Carlee Russell situation has been like popping all day. When I tell you, it's just been all up and through my news feed, all up and down Twitter, all up and down TikTok, IG, YouTube. I mean, it's been a lot of everywhere. What's going on, the elites one? I dropped the link in the Discord if you wanted to come up and have a chat about it. It's an open panel that we're doing tonight. Impromptu, you know what I mean? Like I said, I know if you're watching this a replay, gang, if you follow me, this is not normally a time that I go live, but there's like often other topics and stuff like that I, will happen throughout the week, which is interesting to me that may or may not be interesting to somebody else. And so I figure, let me just go live and just talk about it. And I'm going to get into the habit of doing this more often because there are different, things that will happen in the news that just kind of catch my eye, and I just want to talk about it. And why not come on here and talk about it with y'all? You know what I mean? If you need me to give you the link again, Liver, just let me know. But like I said, you're already in the Discord. It's in the Discord if you want to see it. But y'all, it's been, like I said, I got baby sis on here with me. Say, hey, baby sis.
What's up?
And it's the baby one,
Yeah,
the one that has a nasty potty mouth. Ooh, I'm drinking some wine, y'all. I'm fresh off of work.
Yeah, my bad.
Um,
My dude had to tell me that the freezer door popped open. My
oh,
bad.
no worries, girl. I'm actually still trying to share this out to a few people. Y'all make sure to grab a drink. Come on in. We're just gonna go over a couple things because there's been a lot that's been going on. Now, if you were here Sunday night,
I
we
was not.
talked about this on the panel. No, she's not in Texas. She's in Indiana.
Yes, I am in Evansville, Indiana, and my dude
Yeah, I
has
didn't
no
want to say
idea.
specifically where you were from. They been saying
What?
yeah,
Find me.
it
Come
was
find me.
you.
Come find me. Anyways, my dude has no idea who we're talking about.
Oh, so he's not seen the whole everything that
No,
happened with this?
no idea.
Okay, well, this will be a pleasant surprise for him as well. Okay, so we're gonna end up going over this from the beginning. Okay. Let me hold on, let me just share this out real quick. Copy this. I'm trying to put this up on my IG. Like I said, impromptu live. So nah, ain't nothing back here organized. We just finna get into it. Period. Um,
Oh, hi, Elite One. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm super rude. I have a laptop, but I wasn't expecting to do this, so I'm using StreamYard on my phone.
all right, here we go.
Are you okay over there?
Here, we'll use this one. Yeah, I'm trying to get it together back here. Trying to get it together. All right, boom. I was just trying to do that. Trying to get that from that on that. All right, so this is how it goes. All right. Now on was this Thursday?
Yeah,
Yeah,
some shit like that.
Thursday, July the 13th. Hey Arabella, how are you, boo? If I think you were here on Sunday, you know what I'm saying? Pleasant surprise. I'm gonna try to come live more because there'll be, certain other topics that may or may not, be of interest to other people that I just kind of want to talk about. So I'm gonna try to make it more of a habit to go live at least one or two more times, just talking about random topics throughout the week. And as opposed to the Sunday, or the Monday that Mizzle and I do as well. Um, so, okay, yeah. So you were there, we talked about this, and a lot has been happening on the whole social media since all this shit happened, right? So we're gonna start from the beginning. On Thursday, July the 17th, Carlee Russell, right? Real name Carlethia Russell. She left work and she went to go pick up some food that was like 4 miles away from her job. She went to go pick up some, I think it was like Mediterranean food, something like that. Either regardless, she went to go pick up some food for her mom, right? And she's headed home from work. After she picks up the food, she's driving home and she sees a quote unquote, I mean, allegedly, she sees a child on the side of the highway. Now, y'all remember all of this is alleged. This is what's reported on the news. You can look down in the description box. Shout out to all the channels that I follow. This is where I got all of my information from LOVELYTI to Conscious TV, Nosey Hoes Live, Down the Rabbit Hole. Shout out to all of them. Those are all the ones that I watch religiously, and they stay on top of their shit. Their channels as well are in the description box down below. So make sure that you go and you are following their channels as well. So if you don't see me, you're gonna see them. But like I said, shout out to all of those channels. But anyways, like I said, she had supposedly seen the child on the side of the highway. She called 911. She called 911 first at like around 9:34. And she said that she had seen a child on the side of the highway. The child looked like they were about 3 or 4 years old, was wearing a white t-shirt and a diaper, right? Now, mind you, this is a busy highway. She was the only person that called, the only person that stopped. Now, with this being a busy highway, you would think Other people would have seen this child. Other people would have stopped if if nothing else. Now, mind you, this is 9:30 something at night, right? Hey sis, what's going on, girl? I think you are part of the Discord. If you or if you need me to drop you the link, let me know. But you're welcome to come up. It's an open panel. We talking about this whole Carlee Russell case, because girl, it's a whole lot of been going on. Mizzle isn't up here with me tonight. You know what? I forgot I still got this damn thing on here, child. It's me and baby sis tonight. Me and baby sis tonight. Ew, ew. But yeah, Carla, let me know and I'll inbox you the link if you want to come up and give your thoughts. But yeah, it's an open panel tonight, y'all. So anybody is welcome to come up, give your 2 cents. Matter of fact, let me drop this in the chat. You're welcome to come up. So yeah, come up and let me know your thoughts. But like I said, she called 911 around she said, I'm in these streets, baby, all day, every day. I know how that go. Well, if you feel like it, if we still up, you still up, come holler at me, girl. So like I said, she calls 911 around 9:30 something, reports that she sees a child about 3-4 years old wearing a diaper and a white t-shirt on the side of the highway. She's the only one that calls. No other cars stop. No other cars see this, right? Now, mind you, where she supposedly, because there's footage, and I'm going to see if I can find a video of it as well while we're talking. But there's actual, surveillance of her car pulling over. The hazard lights are on. She drives a long distance before her car actually stops. And, on the video, you can see her get out of her car and kind of go over to the passenger side, but you don't see nothing else from that, right? But now, after she called 911 around 9:34, about 2 minutes later, she called her sister-in-law, her brother's girlfriend. That's what they're saying, the brother's girlfriend. She calls her, and the girlfriend reported to her mother that she heard Carlee say, "Are you okay?" But she didn't hear any response from a child or anything like that. A few minutes later, she heard Carlee scream, and then she heard just what appeared to be a bunch of background noise. Now, from there, of course, girlfriend, calls and this is when the hunt and the search is on or whatnot. Now, not too long after that, her brother actually went live. Well, I don't think he went live. He made a video on TikTok, and he was pleading for her to come home. If you know where she is, please notify us. Please let us know. There was a GoFundMe that ended up getting started for her, where they had raised like $63,000. There was a lot of resources used to find this young lady, right? Well, come Saturday night, around 10:45 or something like that, they said that night, she appeared at her parents' house. Now, her parents went on today's show, and I'm going to play that as well. I think I'm going to just put the picture up, and I'll just play the audio because I don't, want to get flagged too bad. I'm already knowing that it's not going to get full monetization, this video anyway, because YouTube been tripping all day. I've been watching different people's videos, and YouTube ain't monetizing nobody shit. Okay. Hey, Tracy, girl. The link is up above if you want to come up, girl. So after now, there's been a couple of different damn stories from when she appeared back at the house, right? Now, the parents are saying in the interview that they did on the Today Show that she was so shooken up. Mom says she tried to hug her, but she had to step back and let paramedics work, whatever, emergency crews work on her, which the interview with the parents, you don't want to say nobody lying or nothing like that, but I don't know, something just seems very, very the fuck off with this, like really, really, really fucking off. And then, like I said, just over the last day, it has been so much stuff that has been coming out about this, right? So Carlee gave a statement to the police. Now this was the statement that, you know, like I said, I'm gonna play a couple of different things so y'all can see where this is coming from. And again, the different, you know, people that the resources and things, their channels are in the description box below. So make sure you go check out those videos. I have those specific videos down in the description box, and just follow those YouTubers anyway, because they're all the ones that I follow, and they shit is on point every time. They shit is on point. That's Nosy Hoes Live, Chronicle Speaks, LOVELYTI, Down the Rabbit Hole, Conscience TV. Go follow all of them. They the bomb. Now the statement that Carlee gave to police was she was lured in the woods by a guy with orange hair that was balding. They kept her in a van for 2 days. They fed her Cheez-Its, and they painted her nails. She had to fight for her life. She got away, and she made it home. Now, there's surveillance camera that from a neighbor's house that picked up Carlee. It shows her actually walking down the street, and she's walking casually right up until she gets to her, you know, not too far from her parents' house. And you can see her running and like flailing her arms frantically. Now, that video is not out. Okay. But again, I'm gonna play a couple things from, you know, for y'all to hear. Y'all can give y'all's takes and y'all's opinion on this, but you know, the family was so public about, hey, we need to find our baby, we need to find out what's going on, and then they find her, and then now they want privacy. The police ain't doing no manhunt. Now there's been a whole bunch of coming out. Like, it came out that, you know, the parents said that they got a phone call from her. She said she was at the Red Roof. The parents and like 6 carloads of the family showed up at the Red Roof, and she wasn't there. People are coming out now that are from her city that are saying she did all of this allegedly. Allegedly, that's what they saying, Arabella. They calling her Carlee Smollett. They're saying allegedly her boyfriend cheated on her with the stripper. I don't know if they broke up for sure or what it was, but she wanted to supposedly get back at him in some sort of way. She pulled this stunt about being kidnapped. A cousin actually picked her up, or cousin or friend allegedly picked her up. She sent a message, a text message to a family member saying, I messed up. It wasn't supposed to go this far. Now I think I'm in trouble. Again, all this shit is allegedly. Okay. I'm gonna find everything so y'all can see it. Okay. But they saying she did all of this behind the boyfriend, and the boyfriend also is saying that allegedly she had blocked him before she was quote unquote abducted. They had got into it. She blocked him. And while she was quote unquote abducted, she unblocked him. Now, I don't know if she sent him a message as well. I don't even know if you can tell exactly when somebody unblocks you. I don't think it shows a date, either when you do block somebody or when you don't block somebody. But don't none of this shit make sense, okay? Y'all give y'all's thoughts, and then I'm gonna play the news, you know, from the parents. The parents did like I said, they did an interview with Today News, and I don't know. My whole thing is, if you can't talk about it, why the fuck you do an interview in the first place? I don't know. Something ain't adding up. The math ain't math, and 1 + 1 don't equal 2.
I'm gonna I'm gonna say this one little thing and then I have to hop off here. My heart is broke because the one time I was quiet and reserved comment till afterwards is is when I should have been saying the loudest, she's a liar.
Yep. Yeah.
A liar. Oh, I'm so disappointed in her. I am so, and she just, somebody needs to throw her some hands.
Yeah.
And
I
that
agree.
and I got to go on that tip. I love you, big sis.
Love you too,
I love you,
baby.
Tracy. I will
Love
talk
you
to you
too.
later.
Ooh.
Bye. Tracy, what's your thoughts on this? Because I'm finna get ready to play this NBC thing. Because
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I truly don't know. And I say that because the one thing we always ask for is for Black women to get the same sort of representation when
absolutely,
something happens to us, right? So on the one
absolutely,
hand, I'm like, I am so happy that when something happens to one of us, we are
hey
all
Jackson.
over everything. People are everywhere. Like, it makes the mainstream news. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what we've been screaming about forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on my one hand, I'm like, I want this to be real only so we don't have the people going, this is why we don't give y'all a
This that
platform because
bullshit.
all y'all
Yep,
do is lie. Like,
exactly.
so it's like I want this to be real so bad. Um, I honestly think it's somewhere in the middle. I don't think it was a thought out plan, and I don't think it was just like like I don't know. I don't know, and like because there are so many stories that are alleged, right? So there's like,
Mm-hmm.
well, because there was people saying like she stole money from her job, she was in a DV relationship. Like there's been
Mm-hmm.
so many stories, and I'm like, where are all of these coming from? Like,
And a lot of people from her city are talking. A lot of people from her city are, and that could be a whole bunch of haters any goddamn way. Niggas love to attach themselves to shit that they may not necessarily be a part of, but at the same goddamn time,
yeah, I agree. Like it's just something where I'm like, I'm gonna say this and maybe it explains it better, right? When the Jesse thing happened, right? I was like, I don't think Jesse is 100% lying. I don't think he's 100% telling the truth
I said
either.
that too. Yep,
I was
yep.
like, but I definitely feel like him and his trainer boy, like they had a whole full blown relationship and was doing stuff, and the trainer didn't necessarily want to come out. So I was like, I feel like there is some truth to what Jesse is saying,
Mm-hmm.
as well as there's some lying to what Jesse is saying. And for her, I feel like there's some truth to this story.
That
Then
part,
I feel
everybody
like
can
there
be
is
lying.
some lies to the story. Like it's just odd because like I heard the 911 call to the red roof, and it's like what people are saying that the people said don't match what the people
No,
said on the call, because
no.
the call was like, oh, they said she called, and I was like, no, that isn't her calling. Like what y'all released was a dispatcher saying someone said
Mm-hmm.
that it was this. But so there is a lot of things that on social media people are saying, oh, it's one thing, and then when you hear it you're like, but
That's
that's not
yeah.
exactly what they said. I don't know. So play the mama and the daddy because I feel like
Yeah.
they they
Let me see. I'm gonna just put a picture of them up, and then I'll play the audio in the background. Let me see. Cause yeah, and you can't tell nobody how to grieve or none of that. You know what I'm saying? But just the mama and the daddy don't make no kind of goddamn eye contact. He looking down the whole time. It's like he don't. He like, y'all ain't finna put me up in this bullshit.
He like, I don't want no parts,
I don't want
and
no parts of it.
like it's just real. Like maybe at one point she did this, and then the family thought this other thing had happened and said all of these things, and it was really something else. I don't know. I don't know, but I know that the only thing I know 100% for sure is there are a lot of holes in this story, and a lot of things don't make sense, and there's a lot of stuff
Mm-hmm.
missing. There's a lot of stuff missing.
Body language says a lot. Yes, ma'am, it does.
It's,
About
it's
me.
an
I
interesting,
don't think I got too
an
many screens open.
interesting
Let me
turn.
close this
It's an
screen.
interesting turn of events when, because I understand from one aspect to say, is it impossible that someone is taken and then they're found alive? No, it does happen, right? So we do have these instances where someone is taken
Mm-hmm.
and they are found alive, or they do escape their captors, and so it is a possibility that it's, stuff like that does really happen, right? And I feel bad because
Yeah.
a lot of people are like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Well, did you want the lady to be found unalived? Would that have made it?" Like, I don't want it to be that
But
bad, but I don't
that's
know.
yes. Exactly that. I was saying the same thing. Like, what you bitches want from a nigga? Do you want her to be dead? Like,
Mhm.
I'm not understanding. We supposed to be happy about this, ain't we?
So,
Ain't this
look,
supposed to be a joyous thing?
I follow the so in they
Okay,
had
let me.
the little college students that was taken out by a different college student. I'm trying to be as respectful as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And that one, it took them weeks to even say they had a suspect, to even, like, it took them weeks. They said like nothing. And then they
Mm-hmm.
were just like, boom, we about to arrest this person. And they were being eaten up by the media because they were like, this happened, you guys aren't saying anything, you're not releasing anything, you're not doing anything. And I mean, they drugged this police force for weeks with reckless abandon, all in turn to find out that they were choosing to say nothing to,
Because it wasn't nothing to goddamn say.
because they wanted to make the person who they thought it was feel like they were safe, so that they could so that they could get the person. So it's like there are times where they don't say anything at all, not because it's not true, or they was like they put out, they were looking for a car, but they didn't put the exact car that the person had because they didn't want the person to get nervous and flee. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know.
I don't know. And like
Like,
Arabella said, painting her nails, feeding her Cheez-Its for 2 days, and then turning around. And then they don't even say how they hurt her. It doesn't even say. And then there's so many conflicting stories. Like, I'm gonna play this real quick from the parents interview. It's only like 4 minutes long. So we're gonna listen to this and then we're gonna get into some more commentary, y'all.
That moment you all first laid eyes on her again, what was it like? To me, I mean, just so much joy. This morning, in an exclusive sit down with NBC News, the parents of 25-year-old Carlee Russell are speaking out, describing the moment their daughter appeared on their doorstep after being missing for more than 48 hours. What did you do when you saw her? We tried to hug her as best we could, but I had to stand back because she was not in a good state. So we had to stand back and let medical professionals work with her.
Now, pause. Mind you, she showed up at the house barefoot. Mama said, now the reporter asked, the moment you saw her, what did you do? I tried to hug her as best I could, but we had to stand back because she wasn't good. So we had to let the EMS work on her. So, and then again, there's conflicting stories because they took her to the hospital supposedly. But then there's another story that came out saying as soon as the parents called, that the police and the fire department and all that end up coming to the house. So there's a bunch of different goddamn conflicting stories with this. All right. So you got anything to say before I keep playing it?
This is story 1796, and I'm already confused
This
because
shit
let
don't
me
make
make sure I'm
sense.
okay. If I'm a parent of an adult child, right? He don't act like an adult, but he
Thank you.
technically, by law, he's still an adult. If I couldn't get a
Thank
hold of my child for 48 hours, whether he was taken or he just chose to disappear for 48 hours, regardless of which, I don't think that there's anything that's going to stop me from
No,
hugging him, holding him, looking
absolutely
him
not.
once over with me physically, like, let me do this. Like, I don't think there is anything of it. Now,
No.
was the EMS people at your house already?
Right. How did they get there? Were they already at the house, or did you have to take her to the hospital?
Like,
Like
I mean, I guess if you called the police, so maybe your child showed up at the door. You
but then there was another one saying that she showed up unresponsive, but she was breathing. So again, there's like three different stories, and
exactly
none of them have been confirmed. None of them have been confirmed. And
there's
watch, the parents are gonna say, watch, the parents are even gonna say because of the investigation going on, they can't say nothing. This is bullshit.
But it's last Thursday, police say Carlee called 911 to report a toddler walking alone on the interstate. She pulled over while on the phone with a family member who described hearing Carlee scream.
Her vehicle's unlocked, running. All her personal belongings except for her phone.
On the scene, police found no sign of Carlee or a child, and they say no children were reported as missing during that time period. The Russells waited in agony until Saturday night. There were actually just so many cops.
Child, they can try to sue me if they want to. They ain't gonna get nothing but pussy and bubble gum. And I'm fresh out of gum, so you want some pussy, come get you some, okay?
Calls and texts from people who maliciously lied to us. I just didn't know people could be so evil. Authorities have not indicated where Carlee was during the 48 hours she was missing or what happened. Her parents declined to share what their daughter told them, citing the ongoing investigation. And can you tell me what happened Saturday night? Did you just get a knock at the door? Anything leading to the case itself, we can't discuss that. But they say speculation about the circumstances surrounding Carlee's disappearance are only making things worse.
Now, if you can't say anything about the investigation, if it's an ongoing investigation, why would you do an interview about anything at all anyway? You can incriminate yourself like that. What if you up here saying, yes, there is an abductor, and come to find out you was lying? Why even doing it? Why at all anyway?
well, now I will say this,
Not to
that
appease the masses.
I will say this. People have been asking them to speak since day dot. So it's like you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't in that case, because it was like, because some people are like, well, why aren't they speaking out? Why haven't they said anything? And then on the other hand, people are like, well, why are they speaking if they have nothing to say? So it is like that double-edged sword of,
That is true.
I
That
don't
is
think
true.
that there would have been a right or wrong way to, like, you don't know, but then I have questions like,
How did she
I'm
end up getting there? How did she end up getting to
I'm
the hospital? That's what
listen,
I want to know.
girl,
Was
I got questions even before that, but I'm gonna let you finish this so I can ask the question, so hopefully somebody can help me deduce this out with some common
oh
sense
yeah.
and rationale.
Oh yeah, because after we listen to this, we're gonna listen to a little bit of this other news thing where it's an actual analyst that's saying he don't believe for 1 second that she was abducted. And there's a couple of different theories about this. Like, bitch, I mean, hell, you never know. Aliens could have abducted this bitch. Like, I ain't being funny, like you ain't. Cause again, there's not even any video of how she fucking got away. Like, there's the video of her car pulling over. You see her hazard lights on. Now, that bitch must have x-ray Superman goddamn vision from where she pulled over and supposedly seen a child from that far away at 9 something at night. Bitch, you got eyes like a goddamn owl. How can you see that? How can you see that? That don't make no damn sense. So again, she disappeared. I'm saying Arabella, she disappeared. How we know aliens didn't take her? I'm just saying she probably ain't lying. I'm just trying to give her ass the benefit of the doubt because we can't say that on the video that they have of her pulling over. And like I said, it was a long ways back from where she quote unquote seen this child at. And then when she pulled over, she sat in her car for a while. You see her get out from the driver's side, go over to the passenger side, and then you don't see nothing else. And then a few minutes later, like 3 to 5 minutes later, the police pull up. Where'd she go? Did Pennywise lure her into the forest with a red balloon? It could have been goddamn Men in Black. You never know. I'm finna play the rest of this though.
She's having to deal with the trauma of people just making completely false allegations about her family.
Now, this is another thing. What her ass doing on the internet if something just happened to her that traumatic? What's she doing on the internet worried about what people saying?
Well, she 25, Auntie. You know,
But
the
if
thought
she
of going
was,
48 hours without a phone
her parents
is
said she was in a state of shock.
Mhm.
And you gonna hop your ass on IG and TikTok if you in a state of shock?
Yes, absolutely. That is what these people
What you
do.
trying to
They
get a
can't help
chamoy pickle recipe? What you doing on social media?
Girl, listen, you already know that I hate to say this, but people are addicted to their phones. And
Yeah,
they
they really are.
and
I'm addicted to my
and
phone
they
too. I
and
ain't
they
gonna lie.
literally the thought process of someone going 48 hours without a phone to some people is
Come on,
literally
niece.
like saying send them to prison. Like
Come on, niece. But she traumatized. Tell him,
like
niece. She traumatized, but she finna get on TikTok to see how to make a chamoy pickle. But she traumatized. I'm not
absolutely.
saying that she lying. Like I said, she could have
Look,
been it. I don't know. It could have been something
she could
supernatural going on
be
because she
in
disappeared
full.
literally.
Listen, my questions are even more basic because I will be honest. There has been times where I was driving and I seen something. I was like, "Is that Nah, it couldn't have been." So am I surprised in saying I thought I seen something on the side of the road, but it really wasn't that? No, that's possible. I mean,
Oh, there's been
my
plenty of
vision ain't
times I
that
did
great.
that.
So look,
So
my
what
vision
and
ain't that.
how?
Look, my vision ain't that great, so I've done stuff like that before. I ain't never thought I seen no baby on the side of the road. That I've never thought I seen. But I have, went by and was like, did I just see? Nah,
I
nah,
actually
I
did think
couldn't
I
have
seen a
seen.
child one time, and I did not fucking
Yeah,
stop.
so
I
there is
didn't call no
sometimes where
one.
I've thought I've seen something that I didn't see, especially driving at night. But that's neither here nor there, right? So how can I say this?
I feel that though.
Is there like my problem is not the story or what happened. My problem is all the holes in the
All the
story.
holes in the story.
Because
That's what I'm saying.
if I was to tell you, Auntie, hey, I was driving, I think I seen a kid, I pulled over because as a parent or as a woman, I
Fuck
was
that.
concerned, right?
Hell no.
I now again, I'm a nigga, so I ain't got to worry about that. But
You know what I'm saying? Fuck
you
your
know,
kids.
had I said, had I seen and I pulled over, right? Then I said, like, oh, and then you couldn't find me for 2 days. Forget everything else. The cameras didn't couldn't find me. Nobody seen
Mm-hmm.
me. Like that is hard to just disappear from the cameras in
That's what I'm
2023, like on your own, right? Because even on your best day, like it's just something that's hard to do. So
Let me
this is
throw a
why I say,
conspiracy theory out there. You know they saying her daddy was a Freemason. What if he had some connects? Allegedly, I'm just saying. It could have been aliens. Let's just stick with the
look,
aliens.
look. My thought is this: like, okay, that's fine. If she wanted to run away or fake a kidnapping, why do it like this?
That part
Like
right
this just
here,
don't make
especially
sense
on
to
a
me.
busy highway.
Like this just
Knowing
don't
if,
make sense to me.
knowing if nothing else, a white person is gonna stop if they see a child on the side of the goddamn road. No white people even stop. Nobody, they got no other reports. And even the people that are in her city are like, there ain't been no bolo, there ain't been no Amber Alert, no kind of silver alert. There's been no alerts out. The police have not come out and say, hey, there's a trafficker or there's kidnappers on the loose. Be aware. Watch your
Do you
surroundings.
get,
They ain't
do
been
y'all
none of that
wait?
shit came out.
Do y'all get that notice about traffickers?
Yeah, we do in Texas because you know trafficking is big down here in
Girl,
Texas.
listen, we don't get none of those type of notices here, and
Oh
we in
yeah,
New
we
York.
get that.
They traffic people here all the time,
No
but
one time.
they don't even they don't even blink an eye. So it's also probably a regional thing for the notices people get about different stuff.
Yeah,
Because when people was like, "Oh, you get notices about trafficking," I was like, "Baby, I'm in New York. They traffic people from here all the time. I know because there's like a little list of things that you can go to look up. But you think I get a notice about it?
we get it
Absolutely
just
not."
because we're right here next to San Antonio, next to the border. Trafficking is big here in Texas. That's why and I hope don't nobody take no offense when I say this, but that's why I'm team fuck them kids. If I was to see a child on the side of the highway and missing persons, we get them all the goddamn time. But if I was to see a child on the side of the highway, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not fitting to stop. I'm gonna slow my ass down and call somebody and like, hey, it was baby back there on the street. Y'all better go get that little motherfucker. But I'm not finna stop and pull over. And I don't mean that in no mean way. Yes, I'm a mother. I love my child desperately. But at 9:30 at night, am I gonna pull over because I see a child on the side? And again, from where her car, let me see if I can find a video.
Look,
From where her car pulled over to where she supposedly seen that child, she got to have Superman vision. Because
I
it's
am
dark and that was a long way away.
look. I am not advocating for it one or two ways. I'm just simply asking all the questions that's in my head because I promise y'all, if nothing else, I got a whole lot of fucking questions that I don't know who or where I'm gonna get answers from. And depending on who I ask, I get a different answer every damn time, which I think just frustrates me even the hell more because I'm
That part.
like, I
Now,
have more questions.
nephew gonna say, now wait, to give it the benefit of the doubt, if someone used their baby to kidnap somebody, they won't report the baby missing, which I
That
think
is true.
about that. That is very true. But at the same time, if there were a little baby, especially a little white baby, running on the side of the highway and did not now other white person nor black person at all see that baby, at all, nobody else seen that child, nobody else pulled over, none of that.
Look,
What if there wasn't a baby?
listen, I heard that it was a midget dressed up as a baby. I was when I heard that, I was like, I'm sorry, say what now?
I've heard that too. They said it was a little person dressed up trying to get her. I'm gonna play this real quick while I go open the door for my son. Y'all listen to
Mm-hmm.
this.
Now urging the public to let the investigation play out, but mentioning an abductor. Her mother asking to read a brief message to the public. Carlee has given detectives her statement so that they can continue to pursue her abductor. Do you believe that there's an abductor still out there? Absolutely. Absolutely. NBC News has reached out to the Hoover Police Department to ask whether they're looking for an individual involved. Police have just said they're following up on all information provided by me. And when I talked to you all on Saturday, you also said your daughter is a fighter and she would find a way back to you. I felt that in my heart. Is that what happened? She did. She found her way back to us. However, we can't discuss the details of that. But they say one thing is clear. Do you believe she was fighting for her life? Oh, she definitely fought for her life. There were moments when she physically had to fight for her life, and there were moments when she had to mentally fight for her life. But she made it back to you. She made it back.
Yeah, she did make it back. All right, Priscilla, so investigators are obviously busy on this case. What are they looking into going forward?
Yeah, Hoda, right now they're analyzing that initial 911 call and also that traffic cam video showing that car driving on the interstate very slowly with its flashers on, believed to be Carlee's car. And of course, they're looking at the evidence from the crime scene, including the car and her cell phone, which was found on the roadway nearby. Police say that they have been able to account for all of her steps leading up to her disappearance, but those 48 hours when she was gone still remain a mystery. Hoda?
Yeah, leaving behind her phone, her pocketbook, and all those things. A lot of things that investigators are looking into. Priscilla, thank you.
Hey, thanks for what.
Now, they're also saying where they found her car, they found her wig and her phone were on the ground outside of the car, but her purse and everything was on the inside of the car. The car was still running. And again, she disappeared. Where the hell she was at, we don't know. Let me find this other video because there was something else that I was going to play you guys from IG. Okay, now this is the latest update from it. The supposed hoax that it's not real. Hold on, let me pull up this because we're gonna watch this little surveillance video as well. Let me see, is it on this one? All right, let me stop sharing this one. Twitter says a police. Oh, hold on. Okay. Let me get back to this. Twitter says the police are looking for a white man named Samuel Hyde. I don't know how true that is. Or a little person who she thought was a toddler. That could be it too. Hold up. If they found a cell, how did she unblock her man when she was missing? Exactly that. Now, they were saying that she supposedly used her friend's phone who followed her to supposedly help her, do this whole thing. And there was that was the same friend that she sent the message to that was like, hey, I messed up. It wasn't supposed to go this far, and I think I'm in trouble. Again, that's why all of this stuff is allegedly, because ain't none of this shit proven to be true. None of this shit proven to be true. Let me see if I can go back and find this other video because I wanted to show y'all a good video, like a good close-up that you can see of the car, how it's pulled over to the side. But again, you can't, it don't make no sense. But Tracy, what's your thoughts while I find this?
I told you I'd have more questions than I think I'll ever have answers when it comes to this story. And at some point I wonder is what parts of the things that we are getting through social media are just commentary and alleged, and what parts are actual fact. Because even with the Shanquella Robinson story, we got all types of stories that come to find out wasn't true, wasn't close to true, and we was all, so it's like I don't want to negate all the stories that's coming out, but then I don't want to believe all the stories that's coming out either, because there's that, just that thing of, well, you never know.
You never know. Yep.
And like I said, I definitely am just I was so excited to see a Black woman get the type of media attention that them clear people get all the time. And so the parents are sketchy to me. Honestly, the parents' interview made me feel like this was more of a lie than I felt like before this got started. So if I wasn't feeling like it was a lie before, once they started talking, I was like, this seems sus.
Now I'm gonna play y'all this video. This is supposed an enhanced version of the traffic camera surveillance on I-459 where she was found at, or the car was found at. I'm going to pull this up for y'all to see. Now this is like super enhanced to where you supposedly can see all of everything. All right. And I'm going to play this for y'all to see. Now, y'all see where the light is that's flashing? That's supposed to be her car right there. And I'm going to put a copy of this down in the chat too so y'all can see it. But supposedly, now again, this is like super enhanced to where it's lighter because this was like at 9 something at night. Now you see how her car is still going, but she's supposedly seen a child on the side of the highway. You see where the flashing lights are. That car is still going. How would you see a child from that far back?
I mean, I guess if you've seen the child, you've seen the kid, regardless of how far you went forward.
But again, this is like super enhanced to where they make it lighter outside. Mind you, the original video is at 9:34 at night. So it's pitch black. You couldn't see. They just digitally enhance this to make it lighter so you can see a little bit more clear.
No. But what I'm saying is, so if you thought you seen a, like, I know I'm black, so I'm not about to start for no little clear child. But if I thought I seen something and I went to pull over to see it, like, it isn't going to change the fact that I thought I seen something, right? Because
True
your
that.
headlights are in front of you, so your headlights will illuminate what's there. And if you thought you saw something and then you went to pull over on the side of the road, it's not like you can immediately come to a stop, especially if you're on the highway. Like, that stop is going to, it's going to take you a little while to, actually.
I mean, but she's over on a shoulder, number one. Number two, the road curves to the side. It's not like it's a straight road neither. So did you see it around the corner? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, and I'm only talking from
Like,
somebody
where
who
did
got
she
some
see
badass eyes.
So here's my question. Like, where did she allegedly see the kid? Did she see the kid in the bushes?
Exactly.
I mean, over here near the bushes or up there near the sign?
We
Like,
don't know. We have no idea. We have no idea. If this was all planned, people will never forget this. We still haven't forgot about Jesse, baby. They been done canceled Jesse. And it
hey,
was pitch black at night. Yep.
Jesse said he is working now. Leave him out of this. He directing stuff on Broadway now. Don't drag him back into this. He said he ain't got nothing to do with none of this foolishness. He just trying to work.
But
Thank
no,
you.
because see, the
Great.
elite one, no. He's saying, I think I can explain that. She saw the baby, made the call, drove that long because during the call, she lost sight of the baby and was looking for the baby. No, because the sister-in-law reported that she was on the phone with Carlee and she heard Carlee say, "Are you okay?" But she didn't hear anybody respond back. She heard her scream, and then she heard what just sounded like to be a bunch of background noise. So supposedly Carlee was on the phone with the sister-in-law when she approached the quote, alleged child that she seen walking on the side of the highway. Again, this is what the sister-in-law reported to the mother, who reported that to the police. So that could be like a game of telephone too. That all that could be convoluted as well.
Wait. So oh, this is gonna sound so bad, but just hear me out. So, is all of this coming from the mother?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm just.
Yep. You thinking the same? Yeah.
Like,
And again, let's think about it like this too. As a mother, you gonna believe what your baby say anyway. You know what I mean? And you're gonna have your baby's back. And what if the mama know, like mama was saying in the interview, it's an ongoing investigation. We can't talk about it. What if mama knows something, but she just can't say something right now because they trying to, and then it's rumors that the parents done lawyered up. But that's why that statement that she gave, allegedly, supposedly, what they saying is that was a statement that, her lawyer wanted her to say, is that she had already given her statement to the police. It's an ongoing investigation and they gonna see it from there.
I'm sorry, but black people lawyering up because of when they deal with the police is not odd to me at all. Because
That's
I
not
don't blame.
odd. Yeah, you're right about that. But the whole
Look, like, let's really think about that. At the end of the day, they still black folks, and that's still the cops.
yeah.
So I mean, them people could have been at home, and then all of a sudden they are being arrested for their daughter's potential kidnapping. Why? Because they do stuff like that to us. Because them clear folks don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But so black people being nervous around the cops and getting a lawyer to me ain't weird. Because white people do it.
She
Gabby
said that's
Petito.
not weird.
Not at all. Listen, Gabby Petito parents got a lawyer, and they ain't had nothing to do with it, and they had a lawyer when the girl went missing.
That is true.
So I mean, if the clear people can do it and we don't see a problem with it, I mean, I guess I have to give my people the same benefit of the doubt. Although nothing about this story makes sense to me, and I really, really, really hope that it was not that this poor baby had a mental breakdown and
That
ran
part right
away.
there, Ella Bear, yeah, because the mother was you know saying that she's suffering a lot mentally, and she had to mentally fight for her life as well. And now I'm gonna play this from off of TikTok, from what some people in her city are saying. And they're trying to cover, you never know. Anyway, I want a second job. Tracy said, look at this fool. Not my clear people. That's what Tracy call them, the
Look,
clear people.
look, alabasters is a lot. So, the clear people, the clear ones, the alabasters.
All right, y'all. So I'm gonna play. Let's see. I'm gonna play this from this girl's IG page. What the people back home are saying, and then we're gonna get into some commentary. Okay, let me share this. All right, y'all listen to this. And I'm gonna drop her IG down in the chat too if y'all want to go.
What up, Nurse Gang? What up, TikTok? So the update I never wanted to truly have to report on. So we've all been talking about the Carlee Russell case. This is her Instagram, Carlee. Over the last few days, she shocked the nation, and Black women all over the country felt empowered. We felt finally pleased that America was caring about Black women. Every national news outlet was reporting about Carlee Russell. This is the first time this has ever happened. The hunt was on to find this Black girl. But then when she showed up at our house, it got a little greasy. Why did it get a little greasy? Because she just showed up. So then that's when the world got divided. Wait, what's going on? Something is not right here. Okay, we don't want to speak. We want our privacy. Something is going on. What is going on? Well, when you start talking about something, people start DMing you the truth. It looks like 50 people from Hoover have already got fired for leaking what's really going on with this case. And it's trickled into my DM. So you mean to tell me all this was because she was trying to get back at her ex-man? Yeah, that boyfriend that spoke out about her being kidnapped and held and tortured. Yeah, that was her ex-man. And he actually cheated on her with a stripper. And Carlee had it out with the stripper. And to get back at him, yeah, she disappeared herself. And then got afraid when it blew up. This is what Carlee said to the side chick. Itch, please. He told me everything you said about me, and you thought I told him to say that. I wasn't even with him. You're delusional AF if you think y'all little conversation was anything more than convenience, and the fact that he used you to get back at me out of anger. You want to talk about I don't compare to you on your worst day? Girl, bye. You're miserable, or at least should be, being a stripper to provide for a child I've heard you've had from multiple people. So not surprised you don't know who your baby daddy is. Mention me or contact my NIGGA again, and you'll see I'm not the one to play with. You don't want you and your whole family touched. You're poor. I'm rich. You're a stripper. I'm a nurse. You're ugly. I'm beautiful. You could never. You're the bottom of the barrel. Someone from the police department just could not watch us all suffer. So they released these details. Here's the update. She's sticking to the story that she was abducted. She says she was lured into the woods by some people who live in the woods, described as a person with orange hair, balding on top, tied her up and drove her around and put her in an 18-wheeler and fed her cheeses for 2 days, and they painted her nails. They kept her on 150 somewhere, and somehow she managed to get away and run through the woods to her neighborhood until she got into her house and then goes into the hospital. Hoover got some Ring doorbell footage from her neighborhood, and it just shows her walking casually until she gets close to her house, and then she starts sprinting and flailing arms and acting a fool. She got caught stealing from work that day, failed out of nursing school, and has been on drugs. She had her friend behind her, and that's who picked her up. She was with her friend all weekend. The police knew she was safe because she unblocked her ex while she was quote unquote abducted. She planned to disappear and realized it wasn't going to work. What up, nurse?
Sir Neil, I see you trying to connect backstage, but it's saying your device is not connected. Tracy, what you think about that, girl? What you think about this shit? You're muted if you try to talk, Tracy.
Listen, you already know I've been all over because TikTok is
Ooh.
normally my happy place to go.
Yes, it's mine too, child. But I've been
Be
all up and through the tickets of the talkings.
So then Twitter is normally where I go to try and be extra nosy because everything ends up down that rabbit hole.
Baby, it goes down on Twitter.
And
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, listen, I need some.
Sir
I
Neil.
need something to be confirmed. Like, so okay. So when is the text? So there's this text to the stripper. When is this from? Because there ain't no date on it. Like, there ain't no date on it. Like, was this from the day before, the day of, 2 weeks before? Like,
exactly.
Help me to understand. When did the girl stop going? Like, there is 1,001 speculations, but I ain't seen nothing with a like. When's the date? Like, I'm sorry, if you get the text, you couldn't ask them what date it was from.
I'm not understanding her. The logic is like breaking up. It's becoming fragile. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I don't want to dismiss anybody's victimization or anything like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm being sensitive to it. But we've seen this before. And I hope she's not pulling no Jussie Smollett on us. Because we all about to look kind of like egg on your face. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because we was like talk about black women, support black women, all this, Exactly. But it's like I don't know. With all these things that are coming out it just makes us all look like kind of like dum-dums.
It really does. It's like, girl, you're not just hurting yourself. You hurting any female now. Black female, we are already the most disrespected species on this earth as it is. And then if this shit turned out, don't get me wrong, like I said on Sunday, if it turns out she actually was abducted or she had a psychotic episode, I will deeply, wholeheartedly apologize from the bottom of my heart. But if this girl did this to get back at her boyfriend, I'm gonna drag her by the roots of her hair.
I'm by the roots. And another thing is like I'm surprised the boyfriend came out after she was found. You know what I'm saying? His grace and I miss her and I'm so glad she's found. Where is he at during the first 24, 48 hours?
Now listen, I follow Nosy Hoes Live. I put her channel down in the description box. Now Nosy Hoes, now I don't know if y'all follow her now, but bitch, she does not fucking play around, bitch. Nosy been going back and forth with Nicki Minaj for a couple years now. That bitch is crazy. She actually contacted the boyfriend, and the boyfriend that's what she said. I got the video down in the description box below. She said she contacted the boyfriend. The boyfriend didn't give a fuck. They was already broken up. That's the ex-boyfriend. They wasn't currently together. Allegedly.
So wait, we gonna have to put our niggas spies on. I think that she may have been messing with two guys at the same time, and she was trying to keep them apart. One was saying one was saying the other.
Oh no!
I'm just assuming. This is allegedly.
The tea from her city. I'm going to let me see if I can find it. Once again, Nosy Hoes Live has it in her video. I just love her fucking name.
You said it's called Nosy Hoes. Let me go follow this Nosy Hoes.
Well, not only that, but it was Lovely Tea, Conscious Tea TV. They are the word on the curb. What the people in them is saying is that she was messing with a 17-year-old boy. She supposedly got pregnant by the 17-year-old, and she did this so she could go out of state to terminate the pregnancy. Allegedly. Again, the videos are down in the description box. This is from Conscious TV. Nosy Hoes, Down the Rabbit Hole, Lovely Tea, Chronicle Speaks. Supposedly, allegedly, she was pregnant by some guy that was 17. And this is what the people in her city are saying. There's a whole like Facebook thread. There people are talking about it. And
why don't you let me know how to spell this hoe appropriately? This hoe is HEAUX.
Her channel is down in the description box.
I got it. I'm on it right
in the
now.
Description box. Yes. Matter of fact, let me put it. I can put it down in the chat right now. Go.
You learn something every day. I know. I learned how to spell hoe a different way today.
Let me share this real quick. Copy the link.
Okay. Damn. Talk about journalistic.
Oh, she be on her shit.
Clearly. Okay, I'm gonna have to investigate this shit.
And follow Conscious TV too. He's good.
Okay, hold on. I think I already
Okay, and there's Nosy Hoes Live. I just put it down in the description box. But yeah, there's so many different damn updates about the shit. You don't know what the hell to believe. So I'm gonna play this. Let me play this. Let's pull this other thing up from this investigator. Hold on, let me get this real quick. Because there's investigators, there's lawyers, all that. None of them actually believe her. None of them are confirming her story. None of them.
I mean, how could they? The story don't make no damn sense. You don't never.
Yeah, after we get over the hoopla la, you know what I'm saying? It's like it don't make no sense. It's like somebody said, I hurt my arm. You like, okay, your arm is hurt, but how you hurt it? Somebody broke it. No, bitch, you just bumped into the door, and now you blaming it on somebody else.
You know, I wouldn't even listen. Nope, that story make too much sense. Absolutely not. It's more like saying I hurt my arm, but I'm grabbing my leg.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when I go look at you, I see you bleeding out your stomach. Like that's how crazy it is. Exactly. This is how crazy it would need to be. It's just so, and I'm trying my best, y'all. Y'all know I'm trying real hard.
Casey, what you just exercised right there. No, what you just exercised right there is the power of opinion. Because we all have individual opinions, but the media, they want us to go through one opinion. But everybody has their own opinion, and when you look at it, those opinions are worth looking at, even if it's wrong, right, indifferent. Those opinions are worth looking at because you can get the whole circumference of the bullshit.
Listen. All I can tell y'all is, outside of reality TV, my number one passion is true crime. So when I'm, looking at this, I'm looking at this from my true crime lens, because I spend hours listening to true crime podcasts, because that's where my first love is. Also like court cases and murder trials. I love me a good. I love you. So I've been following all the movies and all of that stuff. So when I'm hearing this, I'm like, okay, some things don't seem as odd to me as other people, because I'm like, no, I mean, I've watched enough, crime investigations to know that nowadays people are much more secretive, and they're not giving the information, and they're letting the speculation lie, and they're taking longer to answer questions. So that I'm not super shocked by. Like the police not saying nothing doesn't surprise me. It's not shocking. I'm like, okay, like I can see that, because that's kind of where the police has been headed nowadays, because they're they're answering less and less questions to the public, and they're kind of more like, you'll find out when we want you to find out kind of deal. Okay, fine. But the things that we're getting just don't make sense. Listen, all I need is give me the Ring video camera. Give me the Ring footage, right?
And the 911.
Give me the 911 calls. Give me the Red Roof Inn that y'all said y'all thought y'all seen her at. Just give me the video footage and let me figure it out for myself. Because
this is what I call
great.
This is what they call us, they call spoofers, armchair detectives. You know what I'm saying? We're looking into these things. How are people that are regular people finding out more information than the police are finding out or releasing? They may say they don't have the information, but regular people, you and I, are finding out this information as who she kept ties with, what she was doing day to day. They want to milk this information to us like we're fucking like Nimrods. No, we're
Yeah,
gonna figure this shit
well,
out before you do.
yeah, well, but here's the problem, right? So so even like, so for the Brian coworker case, right? For the people who got unalived up at college, there were people on TikTok who had full stories, and they was just lying. Like there was not a stitch of truth, and it was like we lived across the street, and the stories are just bogus. So I can't take what everyone is saying on social media at face
At
value
face
either.
value.
So
Yep.
I can't take that, and I can't be like, oh, these armchair detectives are figuring it all out. I can't accept that either, because people lie for clout, for a click of view, and people get paid off of that. So I also have
Yeah.
to be mindful of
That part.
nope.
Did
I'm
y'all see the
sorry.
interview that she did? She did the mother did an interview before the one that she released this morning officially on, I think it was Good Morning America, whatever it was.
Oh yeah,
She
we
did an
just watched
interview.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we just watched
she
it
did an
earlier.
interview. She did an interview with own off-brand blogger that has some, some clout. You know what I'm saying? But she was saying things, and the detective told her to let that blogger know to take it down. And my thought was, okay, the detectives were telling her to take it down because they're still in the process of investigating. They're going to do that. But on the other side, I think somebody lying.
Somebody's not telling the truth. And
Yeah.
here's the whole thing.
I'm
If
putting
she,
200 on the mama, Alex.
but again, if she, and this ain't nobody's business, but at the same time, as the public, we prayed for you. There were different resources, and then there's
Mhm.
conflicting stories about the $63,000 that was raised in the GoFundMe. The family was saying that they never asked for that. First, they were saying that the money was going to be refunded. Then I seen something earlier on Reddit saying that the money is not going to be refunded. So we still don't even know what's going on with that. Who started the fund GoFundMe and who the doggone money is going to. My thing is, if she had a mental breakdown, she had a psychotic episode, it's okay to say that. That's
Yes, it's very okay to say that. You should have more power to you have more power to say that you're going through something than to hide it.
Because here's the thing, people are they're going to understand that. Like, nobody's going to be upset. We're going to be upset if you lied about the shit, if this is all really behind a nigga that you did this for. But if you had a mental break, we understand that we understand that there's nothing wrong with that. Hell, if nothing else, we can raise some money to get you the help or whatever it is that you need. But to cry out to the community and to the city and the blah 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 blah, help, let's find her, and so now all of a sudden we want our privacy, we'll talk about it when we can. What?
So who would be the
no
liar?
question. I think they all know what happened. That's my opinion. They're just keeping up face. I think her parents, they know what happened. And okay, this is another thing. How you show up at the door unconscious? Who brought you to the door?
Who brought you to the door? And what was she unconscious, but she was breathing? Was the EMS already there? Because mama said she tried to hug her as best she could, but she couldn't. She had to get back so they could let EMS work on her. So mama,
Exactly.
was you there?
Remember,
And
you
did you
called
have to get
911.
there? Like, what's going on?
911 response is between 10 and 15 minutes.
10 to 15 minutes. Where?
Where?
Listen, where the hell you at?
Well, I
Listen.
would say now where we at in Austin, yeah, because there done been a whole
No,
police funding cut.
I'm just giving a roundabout.
Listen, 911 response here is like 4 to 6 hours.
Get up
Oh,
and get down. 911 is a joke in your town.
Easy.
No.
I mean, easy. Like, look.
No, you see how our perspective
you've been better off driving yourself to the hospital than waiting for somebody around here. I'm just gonna keep it a bean with you. If you have the opportunity, you'll be better off driving yourself, because you know what? There is not. So that's also stuff that to be, and it could be cynical. It could be from where I'm from. So maybe Hoover has a better police, fire, ambulance people. They might be better. Well, they probably look. Anybody
is
probably
that?
better than where we at.
Hoover. Is that in? It's
That's
in
Alabama.
Birmingham, Alabama, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Wait, you
Look,
can't even say
any
you
Hold
can't
on, hold on. I
even.
can't hear. So oh, hold on. I can't hear what you said. What you say, Tracy?
look,
That's a
anybody,
missile.
listen, shoot. Any place might be better than the hell I'm at, cause I'm be real with you. Shoot, you call NYPD, but you might
You're gonna be
die.
waiting, bitch. You don't die.
You might die waiting for them
You
to
better
pull
off
up.
calling SVU, bitch.
Look, you be better off
Nigga,
calling your uncle and letting him pick you up on a pickup truck and drive you where you need to
oh,
be.
shut
Because I'm
up.
telling you
Shut
right now,
up.
that is not the thing. So, so I could also be just very skeptical because of where I'm at. I'm like, there is no way. I could call the police. Listen, the police could have somebody could have kicked in my door and the police would have just left my house. And I called the police back to be like, oh my God, they're back. The police, it's going to take them a good 2 hours to show back up.
Well, man, where you
Oh,
And they
at?
could have
hell
been
fucking
around the
no.
corner. And they
You
could have been
dead.
around the
You
corner.
already dead.
Oh,
You
easy.
already
No
dead.
problem. No problem. You know why? Because they think it's cheaper to move my body than it is to actually investigate what happened to me. Let's be clear. Like it's a numbers game over here. So
No,
there's that. But
no.
I do like. Oh wait, what's this person talking about? I haven't seen this clip, Auntie.
Oh yeah, I'm finna say. Let me play this right here because this is the. Is this the lawyer that's representing them? Trial attorney Eric Guster and investigators says he has doubt about the missing woman story. So I'm gonna play this, and then we're gonna get into some more commentary.
They are joined now by Eric Guster, a trial attorney and legal analyst in Birmingham, Alabama. So you say you have some doubts about this story. Some things don't add up. What stands out to you and why?
Well, there are a lot of issues that are occurring in this story. Number one, being from Central Alabama, there has been no BOLO, no be on the lookout for suspects. And the Hoover Police Department has been very, very, very quiet about this. If there is someone who was abducting women on the side of the road, we would have descriptions. We would know who they were. We would know what kind of cars to look for, because all of us who live in the area were really on pins and needles for the whole weekend.
So how do investigators go about tracking her, do you believe, validating or invalidating the story that she told law enforcement?
Well, one of the things that they have is video. Hoover Police Department released video in reference to where her car stopped, because what do people do when they are not very truthful about events? They forget that there's a video camera everywhere. And what they're going to do is they're going to track her cell phone, see where she went. They're going to look at, from what I understand, she was at a local motel, and they're going to pull camera footage from there. They will also ask to speak to people who may be persons of interest, people who may have helped her, people who may have seen her, and her friends and family and close people to her, to see exactly what they say occurred if they saw her that weekend.
Can you tell us a little bit about the mood in Birmingham when this story first broke? Were there a lot of people on edge? What was the sense in the community?
Everyone was on edge. I'm married, and I told my wife, don't stop for anyone who's on the side of the road. Just call 911 or call the emergency helpline. I called my family members and other friends. Make sure you don't stop, because everyone was afraid that there were some kidnappers on the loose. But now that she returned home on her own on Saturday night, and there's been nothing from the police department except a statement where they say they stated she called and said that there was a child on the side of the road. However, this I-459, the interstate, is a very, very heavily traveled interstate, and no one else saw what she claimed to see. So it's a lot of mystery behind this, a lot of tension, and people are actually relieved that she's fine, but really want to know what the whole story is.
And we are
now.
I mean, dude,
let's break down a couple things. Let's break down a couple things, right? She went to go and pick up some food for her and her mother, but there was no traces of the food whatsoever.
Nope. Only thing they said they found was her wig and a flip flop.
They found her Apple Watch. They found her wig. And they found her shoe outside of the car. Her purse was on the inside of the car, and the car was still running. Now, if she stopped and got food, who said, again, this is coming from the mama, she supposedly stopped and got food. have they gone back and seen the restaurant where she stopped at? Like, there was no signs of food in the car. Did the aliens take the food when they abducted her too?
Look, did she
Those
make
are the
it to
points.
get
Those
the
are
food?
no, those are the points that they try to brush over our eyes. You know what I'm saying? What they were saying exactly. Where's the food? If you're returning, you should be returning with food, right? That's why people are questioning what the fuck is going on.
Look, I'm
And
questioning
then
what's going on because this shit don't make no sense.
listen, and then something else that really don't make no sense to me. Because they already said they, from the neighbor's surveillance camera, they saw her on camera. Again, we ain't seen none of this footage. This is all alleged. Allegedly, the neighbor caught on their cameras. She was walking casually down the street until she got, so much far away from her house. And then she just started running and was like flailing her arms frantically, was what they quoted. Now, if you abducted, now I'm just saying for me, I've never been abducted. I can't say what sort of mental state
Thank
that I
God.
would be in.
I rebuke the abduction. I rebuke it.
But what I'm saying is, I'm finna run to the first somebody I see. I'm gonna run to the first car. I'm gonna run to the first house. I'm gonna run to the first person that I see. I'm not gonna be thinking. I mean, yes, while I'm trying to take off to run, yes, I need to get home, but I'm not finna be thinking, let me pass up all this shit and just get home. And then you home barefoot. Like, I'm not gonna be thinking that. That again, this is me at this moment, having never been abducted. So I can't speak on what I would do in that moment, but instinctively, I would be. I'm gonna get to the next first person I see. I'm gonna flag them down. Hey, this motherfucker got me.
You know what? See, Auntie, I don't even think like that. You know why? Because the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm not even going to my house. I'm going to my mama's house. But the reason why is because if I don't know who took me, anybody who I run into could be a part of the people who took me. So I'm just running myself into danger. I want to get, if I'm abducted, I want to get someplace safe that I know is safe. Because I didn't know the people who took me.
But exactly, that's what I'm saying. You couldn't run into no convenience store. Ain't wasn't no goddamn Walgreens or CVS open.
But listen, like in this situation, we can never know what we're going to do. But we're just trying to get to safe. We're trying to get to safety. We not go. We're not gonna trust nobody. Just like she said, I'm going to my mama house. I'm not gonna trust my mama. At least my uncle or my auntie, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking to nobody. I may look like a crazy person, but if I escape from said situations, I'm running to the streets to get to a safe place. I'm not talking to nobody, because the rationale is out the window. Because these people tried to kidnap me. They did whatever, so on and so forth. No, I don't like anybody.
So my first thought, and will always be, is I need to get someplace that I know is safe. And you know where I know it's safe? My mama house. But that's just me, right? So I'm like, but if I was in my neighborhood, right? So right, Auntie, it's one thing, right? So if you abduct me and I'm someplace that I don't know, I need to get someplace safe, right? But if you abduct me and then I make it to the neighborhood where my parents, I am screaming to the top of my lungs. Every neighbor I know is about to run up out their house because they gonna think
that's what
happened.
I'm saying. Like, I would
once
be
I get someplace that I know, look, once I get someplace that I know that if someone sees me, they will know me and recognize me. You see what I mean?
Hey,
no, I know what you mean. Look,
I'll be a little nervous. Look, I'll be a little nervous, right next to the place that I got abducted. As soon as I get away from there, because I don't know what type of crazy people or what type of ring they got going on around here or what they would do. But as soon as I'm in a place that I am familiar with, that I know I would be safe, you know what I mean? Like, once I'm someplace familiar.
If I done got abducted, I don't give a fuck if it's the booty club. I'm running in that bitch. Hey,
yeah, let me tell you one thing. One thing I learned with my volunteering with with feeding the unhoused people, they always cultivate around churches and libraries. You know why? Because that's a safe place naturally. It's like a conduit in their brain. A safe place is a church or a library. Why? Because they're heavily monitored. They're for the community. They are absent from the community, but they know where to go. That's my point. Is your brain knows the safe place.
Listen,
So if an unhoused person knows I can sleep at this church, ain't nobody gonna bother me. That's a basic human situation. You know what I'm saying?
look,
She should have.
Other video. I got this
am
other
I
video
wrong?
too to
Listen,
play.
am I wrong for thinking? Look, am I wrong for thinking that that Hoover is like some little bumfuck nowhere town? Like I don't know nothing about it, so it's different for me, right? Because I'm like,
No,
I
I'm
mean, I
sure.
go
I'm
to
sure
listen.
that Hoover.
There's
No,
a poppy store in every corner, so I ain't really got like there is people like I run up in a brown like like there's something like so for me it's a little different because it's like boom 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 boom, but then when I think of Alabama, I think of like trees. Like
Hoover.
and farms.
I've never heard of Hoover. I don't
wait,
know.
no,
Like I
but
think of
wait,
trees
wait,
and
wait.
I ain't
farms
never heard of no goddamn
and like
Hoover.
just
That's all I'm
long
saying.
sticks of
Wait, but I know
nothingness.
they got a community center, they got a church, they got a a fire
Listen,
station, a police station. They got the basics. That's
And
I
I
it.
and obviously they got little white babies running down the side of the highway too.
listen, like, is it like some Leave It to Beaver type of like,
Like,
3 traffic lights? Like, I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. Don't judge me. Like,
no, it's no because you that's like you said, we don't live there. We don't know.
what
Nigga,
am I?
I
I don't know
can't
where the
I
fuck you
can't
live at.
Not.
listen, I can't talk because as soon as people hear Texas, they like y'all niggas ride horses and cows down there.
Oh,
Bitch, your
absolutely.
mama.
Oh,
Your
absolutely.
mama ride horses and cows. Ho, no, we don't. Bitch, her ride your daddy. How about that?
Listen, I'm not gonna listen. I'm not gonna lie to you. What if you tell me if I think about Texas? Let me
Oh,
tell you
Jesus.
what do I think? I think like so it's the same thing, right? So if you think about New York, you think skyscrapers, no trees, tons of lights, tons of people.
Hell
Like
no.
that's what you think, right?
No.
If I think of Texas, I think of grass, cows, bulls, horses, cowboy boots, hats. Like I understand that the cities are very
Wait,
like I
no,
understand like
wait, see,
Houston, Dallas, all of those are like, like city
no, see,
Yeah,
cities.
and,
that's the
and
crazy
see,
part
and
is
see,
because
that's the thing. That's
that
exactly the thing. I'd be like, yeah, I'm from Texas. Oh, what part of Texas you from? You from Houston? No. You from Dallas? No. You from San Antonio? No, bitch, I'm from Austin. Austin? Oh, well, yeah, I've heard of that before. Bitch, listen, we the capital number one.
Okay.
Bitch, don't get it twisted, okay? God damn it. And no, we don't all ride horses down here, but some of us do, okay?
Listen, our capital in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. So I mean, what does that mean?
listen, Linda. Y'all in Texas, y'all in the rural places where they will assume that your horses and cows and sheep and shit. Nigga, I will go. Wait. I have a
Austin
20-minute
is not
ride. I can go.
rural.
It's called Compton. Compton is called Compton Cowboys. Go out there. They got horses and hay and everything. That's a
Oh
20-minute
no.
ride. And you come
Austin
back
Oh
is
over
no.
here,
not
we in the city.
rural. Austin is a party city. Austin
Oh
is
no.
far from
No,
rural.
wait, and where I'm
Hell
at
no.
downtown is the party city. But just like I said, it's like the difference in between the different. It's like so small. It's California is large, but the different counties. LA County is, you know what I'm saying? You could be in. You can literally be in Long Beach to be in Los Alamitos. Los Alamitos, and you're in Signal Hills. And it just goes like that. And they all have their different, you know what I'm saying, roundabouts. But yeah, we got the motherfucking horses out here, and the black cowboys out here are synonymous because they represent for black cowboys, and that should go way back to Buffalo Soldiers.
Look.
But they keep that shit alive.
Yeah. Let's. I can't relate to any of that.
Anyways, though,
Why not?
fuck y'all. I'm gonna play this video though. I'm gonna play this video from
So
this
Auntie,
other
is Hoover
former.
like? Is Hoover like cool?
I've never been to Hoover, baby. I don't know.
I
Yo
don't
no
know.
sé nada about Hoover. Yo no
No,
sé
and our Hoover
nada.
over here is ghetto. You can't even go to our Hoover over here. You will die.
But
Okay,
I'm
well,
finna play this though. This is a former FBI agent named Stuart Kaplan. Now he's a former FBI. He also saying she lying. She on some bullshit. Y'all listen to
why
this.
you always lying?
Why the fuck you lying? Man.
Shoulders.
FBI Special Agent Stuart
Really?
Kaplan. Stuart, thank you so much for being here. Let's dive right in. Police say this is an ongoing investigation. What are they doing right now to either validate or invalidate her story?
Well, I think certainly if you look at the physical evidence, and I would start obviously with the video evidence of the camera that picked up the car along the interstate, certainly the camera or the video does not in any way show a toddler near or in any proximity to where she ultimately stopped. In fact, if you watch the video, she actually goes down the highway for a good distance before she finally comes to a stop. The first thing as an investigator, I think anybody could appreciate that if you saw a toddler in the middle of the night out there on an interstate, you would stop your car instantly and get out frantically and try to protect that child. The behavior of seeing the car continue down the highway, number one, is inconsistent with the belief that, in fact, there was a child along the road. Also, I think you would understand and appreciate and anticipate that other motorists would have made the same observations and would have called 911 or would have stopped their vehicles, obviously to render aid to this child in obviously grave danger. So those are the obvious direct evidence that I would have a problem with. I see this case, unfortunately, more as she may have been involved with someone else. And maybe in order to have an alibi for where she was, I think we may see this case unravel in the days to come.
So, Stuart, how do investigators go about tracking her account, putting some of these pieces together?
Well, the first thing is the cell phone was left on the side of the road. And so, of course, it is my understanding that the phone will not offer any information with respect to after she apparently allegedly was abducted. However, the phone will be of importance to backtrack and see who she was talking to, who she was texting, and most importantly, in fact, we saw the advancement of this technology, the location services that are indicative now in all cell phones, where it can pinpoint with direct accuracy as to where she was at any particular time. They'll be able to go back and see where or whether or not, in fact, there's some validity to where she was coming from. I think they're going to look at that cell phone information, and then, of course, they're going to attempt to interview her and see whether or not the story that was alleged does it in fact pair up with the physical evidence. But again, that's to be seen. And again, the other obvious thing when we talk about direct evidence is that if someone was abducted, as soon as you would break free from your captive, you would not walk home. You would immediately go to the first person or the first house or the first someone and obviously get someone to call 911 and render assistance to you. This idea that you walked home is inconceivable. It's not believable. Where'd she walk home from? And it's not consistent with logic. And so that in and of itself is going to be a problem for her.
A lot of gaps in the story, a lot law enforcement didn't say. We'll await those details. Stuart Kaplan, thank you for the breakdown.
Girl, this little...
What?
Listen, remember the mom said she was at the door unconscious. The mom said that. We can go back to her Good Morning America interview.
Oh yeah, I'm finna pull that up right now. Yeah, I'm finna pull that up.
So how she walk? She get to the door. Did she ring the doorbell? Did she knock? Did she scrape?
The mother said that she was just in a bad state, is what she said. She was in a bad state, whatever that means.
A bad state could be anything.
What'd you say, Tracy?
Girl, so I was like, what the heck is Hoover, Alabama? I don't know. Girl, this Joker.
This about to be a Lifetime movie, y'all. They about to make a movie out this shit, and it's about to be. Somebody, she lying. She's lying.
Girl,
And you know what? Someone said on my Reddit, they were like, "Okay,
that's what I'm saying." Tracy, you okay, girl?
Hell no, girl. They got one Publix, one Kodak Corral. Girl, this place is tiny.
She wrong. Listen, the views and opinions of Tracy are not the views of opinions of Auntie Momo. Okay, I ain't said nothing about Hoover, Alabama, where it's from. Okay.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about, but ditto what Auntie Momo said.
Because I was trying to figure out, because I was like, I guess in my mind, right? My thoughts on something changes depending on where it is, right? Because to me, if something is like very, like city issue, it don't seem far fetched. But this is like trees, area, like.
Oh, did you go look up where they live at? That's what you're talking about now?
Yes. And then it's
you know what?
It's like one little Chuck E. Cheese. Okay. It's tiny.
Okay. Okay.
So you know what? Listen, let me take my statement back. I agree. I probably would have went to the first house I seen because it don't look like there's a bunch of stuff around here that be around there like that. So I done went to the first house I seen too, because
that's what I'm saying. I'm running up in a Piggly Wiggly. I'm running up in a Buc-ee's. I'm running up in the Costco, the Wally World, Golden Corral, the KFC, Taco Bell, whatever's popping.
Auntie, go back. Where did they say that she thought she seen the baby at?
Huh?
Where did they say they thought they seen the baby at?
I think she seen it on the southbound lane of I-59.
Like this is the spooks right here. This is the armchair detectives. Like I've never been to that place, that Hoover place. I wouldn't even know what the terrain looks like, But for how Tracy put it in perspective. So if everything the media is telling us and how we look at it now, I'm like, yeah, how is that feasible?
Look, I know.
I'm gonna play this what the parents had to say. Then I'm gonna go back and play that again. What that nurse said. What this whole thing is about. Cause something don't sound right. Okay, y'all listen. Y'all look at now. Y'all know my eyes is bad. I don't like to wear my glasses.
Put your glasses on. Put them on. Put them on.
If you see a tear from Mama eye, y'all let me know now.
What did you do when you saw her?
And shout out to a PRN _ beauty 81. I'm leaving her IG stories down in the chat. I follow her. Y'all go follow her because she does a lot of stories, a lot of quick stories on like this.
Could it have been 31?
31 what?
The interstate. I don't see no.
No, it said South I-459.
I-459.
Yeah. Tracy gonna do that baby.
We tried to hug her as best we could, but I had to stand back because she was not in a good state. So we had to stand back and let medical professionals work with her. But it's okay.
Last Thursday, police say Carlee called 911 to report a toddler walking alone on the interstate. She pulled over while on the phone with a family member who described hearing Carlee scream.
Her vehicle was unlocked, running. All her personal belongings you can set for her phone.
On the scene, police found no sign of Carlee or a child, and they say no children were reported as missing during that time period. The Russells waited in agony until Saturday night.
There were actually
the
just so many calls and texts from people who maliciously lied to us. I just didn't know people could be so evil.
Authorities have not indicated where Carlee was during the 48 hours she was missing or what happened. Her parents declined to share what their daughter told them, citing the ongoing investigation.
And can you tell me what happened Saturday night? Did you just get a knock at the door?
Anything leading to the case itself, we can't discuss that.
But they say speculation about the circumstances surrounding Carlee's disappearance are only making things worse.
She's having to deal with the trauma of people just making completely false allegations about her.
Her family now urging the public to let the investigation play out, but mentioning an abductor. Her mother asking to read a brief message to the public.
Carlee has given detectives her statement so that they can continue to pursue her abductor.
Do you believe that there's an abductor still out there?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
NBC News has reached out to the Hoover Police Department to ask whether they're looking for an individual involved. Police have just said they're following up on all information provided by Carlee.
And when I talked to you all on Saturday, you also said your daughter is a fighter and she would find a way back to you.
I felt that in my heart.
Is that what happened?
She did.
Blah, 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 America. It's some bullshit.
Yeah. That's that, though.
That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. Okay, one point I wanted to bring up is that when the mother said she showed up at the door and then the responders came. However she said it, if I'm mixing the words. But between the response of the responders, just like earlier, Tracy was cracking. She was like, I was like, the minutes of the responders, you know, because there could be hours in between the minutes. So what were you doing when those responders weren't there? What did your daughter tell you? You know, I'm sure that the police were like, you can't say too much, blah, blah, blah. But what was your daughter doing? You said she was whatever. It's convoluted. And we can't make sense out of bullshit. You know?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. It's like, this is going to be a Lifetime movie. I'm telling you.
What was the other white girl name? Sherry Panini. The one that lied. And bitch that lied and said that somebody, what was she was a runaway bride, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody abducted you.
Wait, yeah, I think it was Panini. Was that bitch? Let me get my tablet. Yeah, I think that bitch name was Panini.
Sherry Panini, because she was a runaway bride. Yeah.
See, that shit is crazy. And you know how selfish you are not to think about how shit, like you do shit like that, it affects everyone's life around you. How selfish are you? How much of a narcissist are you to think like, oh, I'm gonna just do this for my behalf, but it affects everyone.
So I have a question, right?
Go ahead, girl.
Let's flip it, right? What if we're going with the narrative that she really had a mental breakdown, right?
Okay.
She was on the phone. She thought she seen a baby. She could have hallucinated the baby if she having a breakdown. You know what I mean? Not saying that, right? So she's calling. She called the police. She called the sister, cousin, friend, whoever the heck that person was. Told him about the baby. Started screaming, but she had a breakdown. Did the police check the woods around where her car was? But because it was late at night, like how good did they actually search for her? So you know, is the thought process maybe she had a breakdown, she went into the middle of the woods, she was hallucinating, maybe she was on mushrooms, I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. But at the same time, I was saying maybe the abductor came out the bushes. That's what I was trying to get the benefit of the doubt. You know, maybe the abductor came out the bushes and snatched her in it.
But how was the mofo that smooth to abduct her to where nobody seen nobody pull up in no car? The surveillance camera could be, you know, chopped up in some kind of way. But from when she pulled over to when the police came, she fucking disappeared.
Well, Auntie, people kidnap people all the time. People kidnap people from the mall. So and you know, broad daylight in the mall, and we always think like, who the hell does, you know? So
she got abducted by aliens. Fuck
getting
that shit.
listen, so you know, kidnapping someone ain't, you know, to me, and no one's saying it, that seemed normal because 9 times out of 10 when they get kidnapped, they don't see what happened. And then you're looking for the person hours later. Most of the time, it's very rare that when someone gets kidnapped, someone sees the kidnapper and could immediately say, well, this is who the person is. This is who you're looking for. This is 9 times out of 10 when people get kidnapped, they don't see the person and it takes a long time to realize who that is. So I'm not even worried about that piece. I'm looking at it. So now I'm looking, okay, if she had this mental, did the mama ever tell them where they was getting the food from?
Supposedly she stopped at a Mediterranean restaurant that was 4 miles. You know what? Let me play this video.
Mediterranean. Yeah, give me
Listen,
that
I'm gonna
one.
play this. I'm gonna play this
Let me
video
see if I can
by
find this Mediterranean restaurant.
Yeah.
y'all listen to this. This is a full breakdown by this doctor. This Dr. Cole and the motherfucker. Dr. Todd Grande. I'm gonna play this. Y'all listen to this. Hold on. I don't want to get flagged or nothing playing his, so I'm gonna just play the audio for y'all.
All right.
And he breaks the full detail of it down. Y'all listen to this.
This is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, can I analyze the case of Carlee Russell? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing by this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I'll put the
Now,
link
this
to
video
Patreon
is down in the
of
description
this
box
video.
as well. This is Dr. Todd
First, I'll look
Grande.
at the background of this case. It's quite brief. Move to the timeline of the incident, then offer my analysis. In 2023, 25-year-old Carlethia Nicole Russell was a nursing student who lived with her parents in Hoover, Alabama. She went by the name Carlee. The city of Hoover is about 10 miles south of Birmingham. Carlee had a bachelor's degree in psychology. Now moving to the timeline of the incident. On Thursday, July 13, 2023, at about 8:20 p.m., Carlee Russell left her part-time job at the Woodhouse Day Spa in Birmingham. She stopped at a Mediterranean cafe about 4 miles away to pick up food for herself and for her mother.
All right, you got that, Tracy?
Oh, I found a Mediterranean cafe too.
Okay. All right, hold on. Here we go.
She departed for home at around 9 p.m. in her red Mercedes-Benz. She was driving south on Interstate 459. At 9:34 p.m., she pulled over near mile marker 11, right before exit 10, and called 911 to report a boy walking alone on the side of the interstate. She said the boy was about 3 or 4 years old and wearing a white t-shirt and a diaper. Carlee's 911 call was the only one received reporting the child on the interstate, despite the presence of many other vehicles on the roadway during this time. 2 minutes later, at about 9:36 p.m., Carlee called her brother's girlfriend and stopped to check on the boy. According to Carlee's mother, the brother's girlfriend heard Carlee say, "Are you okay?" Presumably, the question was directed at the boy on the side of the interstate. The brother's girlfriend did not hear a response from the boy. Moments later, she heard Carlee screaming, followed by the sound of traffic on the interstate. The police arrived on the scene within 5 minutes, but could not find Carlee or the child. Carlee's Mercedes-Benz was on the shoulder of the interstate. The engine was running and the door was open. Presumably, they were referring to the driver's side door. Carlee's cell phone, hat, and wig were on the ground. Her purse was found inside her vehicle. The police desperately searched for Carlee without success as the case gained national attention. There was a traffic surveillance camera on Interstate 459 where Carlee stopped her vehicle. This camera captured Carlee's Mercedes-Benz pulling onto the shoulder of the interstate on the southbound side. The hazard lights of her vehicle were activated. Carlee's vehicle appeared to travel for several hundred feet on the shoulder before coming to a stop. She can be seen exiting the driver's side of her vehicle and walking around the back to the passenger side. Eventually, the police can be observed arriving at the scene. During the portion of the video that has been released, only Carlee can be seen by her vehicle. There is no child, there is no other vehicle, there is no kidnapper, no one else is there. There's a lot of traffic, but nobody else stopped. Again, Carlee reported seeing a child on the interstate, so he should have been there when she was pulling over. The police received a tip about a gray car and a man standing outside of Carlee's vehicle during the time of the incident, but they disregarded that tip because it did not match what had been captured on the video. On Saturday, July 15, 2023, 2 days after Carlee went missing, her family called the police during the evening and told them that Carlee had called them. Carlee stated that she was at the Red Roof Inn on Montgomery Highway in Birmingham, Alabama. It's not exactly clear what happened, but Carlee was not found there when people went looking for her. At about 10:44 p.m., Carlee arrived to her family's home. Evidently, she made her way there on foot. She was transported to a hospital. Carlee was treated and released. She made a statement to the police, but they have not disclosed what she said or what she was doing during the 49 hours she was missing. Now moving to my analysis. This case has been controversial. Some people believe Carlee's story. Other people have compared it to the case of Sherry Papini. This is a not so subtle way of implying that Carlee was lying and staged her own kidnapping. In addition to these two theories, there are those who believe that Carlee may have experienced a mental health episode. So there was no kidnapping, but there was no lying either. Carlee did not understand what she was doing. Let's take a look at the evidence both for and against the idea that
That's Dr. TODD GRANDE. Like I said, now his video is in the description box. Y'all can check that out. Finna see it. It's about 11 minutes long, but that's basically the full breakdown.
Wait, Auntie, I hate to do this to you.
Go
We
ahead.
go back just a little bit.
Yeah,
This said
for
something
sure.
about exit 10, because I found exit 10 on the 495 because I was interested.
Let's see.
So did they? Because I'm just trying to remember. Did it say she made it to exit 10, or was it right before exit 10? So when I send you the screenshot, you can see what exit 10 looked like.
Okay.
Thea Nicole Russell was a nursing student. Carlee had a bachelor's degree, EPM. Carlee Russell left her part-time job at the Woodhouse Day Spa in Birmingham. She stopped at a Mediterranean cafe about 4 miles away to pick up food for herself and for her mother. Carlee departed for home at around 9 p.m. in her red Mercedes-Benz. She was driving south on Interstate 459. At 9:34 p.m., she pulled over near mile marker 11, right before exit 10.
Thank you. I think. Okay. So this, all right. So let me do that little pin because that is exit 10. Let me get this screenshot. And I put it in the thing. So, because
what y'all think?
The Google machine, right?
The Google machine.
I was like, listen, if I'm on I-95, I was like, ooh, I need a gas station near exit 10 because that's what I did. So I was like, ooh, gas station near exit 10. So it gave me the gas stations near exit 10. So now I was able to figure out where exit 10 was on the map. So, deductive reasoning allows me to figure out what this is. And then, I just boom, pop that in. Let me stick this in Instagram so I can stick it in the group chat so you can see what I see when I'm looking at exit 10. So, because now her story, boom.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you
It's
think they're
sketchy.
giving us.
It's sketchy.
You think they're giving us the wrong video footage? Maybe.
No, it's sketchy. It's sketchy. I'm not trusting nobody. I'm not trusting the popo. I'm not trusting her. I'm not trusting the boyfriend, the mama, the daddy, the underpass. Nobody. I'm not trusting none of them. Questionable.
I just sent it to you, so you can see. You can see what the exit 10 look like. You can see what it look like. You can see what it look like. Because for me, I was like, I'm real interested to figure out.
I mean, where is it at?
I put it in the.
I mean, I'm seeing, but I'm looking for. I just see 459.
Oh, okay, wait. So if you're looking at it, when I took the screenshot, it's so you see the Longhorn Steakhouse?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So exit 10 is that little gray dot right above the Longhorn Steakhouse. So if it was before, that means this whole little gray area right there where ain't nothing but trees and nothing, and then the jujubes, like all this is where it is. So it's like there ain't nothing over there. There ain't nothing over there. And
where would the baby have been walking from, bitch? Longhorn Steakhouse? Little Billy done got away from the goddamn family. Y'all know
I
that
don't
got
But
know.
some
wait,
bad
Maybe
okay, but
blood.
maybe
look,
little
wait,
Billy
wait.
was at big whiskey's American. I don't know. I
This
don't
is
What?
know.
what I didn't. You know, you're not guilty into innocent into proven guilty. How they say, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, but I was looking at. I didn't see no car telling her, and I didn't see no baby on the side of the road.
Bitch,
So that's what
Whiskeys.
made me like ding ding ding.
He left from the
But wait,
Whiskeys.
Auntie, you know what? Let me
Huh?
come back out a little bit because now, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Auntie. Wait a minute. Hold on. So now, cousin. All right, let me
Nah, he could have came from
So
the Waffle
I'm gonna
House.
leave 10 on the thing, right?
Oh
I'm
no,
gonna leave
that's a
10 on the
far
thing.
walk from the Waffle
Cause
House.
it
Oh no,
says
he could have
before.
came from there.
Now they did say before they
We
got
really
to
looking for
exit
this
10.
baby. Ain't no fucking baby to look for. Let me stop.
No, no,
I
there
mean,
ain't no baby.
look here. Listen, now I sent y'all a second picture, right? Now they said before you get on exit 10, so you can see the little marker for exit
Mm-hmm.
10 where you would get off the thing to get on to exit 10. Well,
Mm-hmm.
before that, there is like a housing development with some cul-de-sacs over there. So maybe
Could
the
have
people was
been,
over
yeah.
there.
Could
I
have
mean,
been.
look, maybe the people was over there. I mean, I guess
And you know what?
that
There's an
would be the
actual
only.
trail that's down back there. You see that long trail?
Yeah.
And I noticed that just because
Yeah,
I work out there in the community. She could have been abducted by
I'm looking
aliens.
at it
I'm
right
telling
now.
you.
I was just saying maybe there was no car. Maybe they just like hopped out the bushes and grabbed her, trying
And
to get.
grabbed
That's
her,
what I was
yeah.
thinking.
Listen,
That's what I was trying to. That's what rationally, but it's too many holes in the story.
I'm
So
all I'm simply saying is because I'm nosy and I needed to see. And so when Auntie was saying like, oh, I would just go to wherever I seen and start screaming, or oh, am I gonna be like close to to someplace I know and start screaming? I mean, technically that looked like a long hike to get to civilization. Like if I got kidnapped over there and I had to go over there to where Circle K was, that seemed like a long distance to walk. But
But
who
I
am I?
mean, if
What do
you
I know?
fighting for
Where
your
your
goddamn
mama
life,
live at? Look, now I want to know where their mama live at, so I can see
if
how
you fighting
far.
for your life, hell no.
mm-mm.
This.
Why is this giving me CSI right now? We would
Y'all.
be a great crime. Yeah, Tracy pulled it up.
I'm just nosy.
And Momo's giving narration, and I would
Look,
step into the scene.
Auntie like, I could see a homeless encampment being right here on this bench.
Hey, yo, I'm not going over there. And then I'll have to dress up as a homeless man and go infiltrate the homeless encampment.
Listen, listen. I'm just simply saying because
With
I
Tracy
was
giving
just
me
trying to understand because
directions.
like, look, where I live, there ain't much wild open air like that. That just ain't a thing for us. You know what I mean? So to me,
No,
it
this
just
is,
seemed real. To me, it seemed real stupid. But when I look
but
at
it
something
does look
like
like
this,
a
I'm
place where you
like,
can hide a body. It looks like a big ass place where
ab-
somebody can hide a body. Like with all them trees and shit, you can just dump some shit off over there.
absolutely. So now that I look at that, right? Do I feel like she was abducted?
Mm,
I don't know. Do I feel like somebody could have, you know, scooped her
mm,
up from the little trail back there?
Mm-hmm.
Possibly,
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 yeah.
possibly. Do I
mm-hmm.
feel like, you know, um, I mean, if they're running an undercover clinic to get women out of the state of Alabama so they can,
Mm,
not have to worry about having them kids could fuck them kids. I mean, if
mm.
that's the Underground
That's what
Railroad to
they're
freedom,
saying. You know,
look,
listen, let me
look,
play
if
this
that's the Underground
again.
Railroad to freedom, I mean,
Yeah, listen, that was the like I said, that's the word on the curb with the people in them as saying she had again some young guy, and she was supposedly had
Some young
been
guy, Asian man, some young guy.
no, listen, no, son, she was this is from what the people back in her city are saying that's in this like this is long Facebook thread that's going on. And they were saying that she was pregnant by some 17-year-old guy, and this was her way of going out of state to terminate the pregnancy because it's not legal. Allegedly, this is all allegedly. Again, the
Alleged, said
videos
the
is
court.
down. The videos is down in the description boxes below, and you can check them out. But
I mean, that is true. An abortion in
mm,
Alabama is not legal.
That part. But here's I'm gonna play this one more time. What this chick was saying. But apparently it was, I don't know. Allegedly it's a hoax. She just doing this to get back at some girl.
Alleged a girl. What?
To get back at the boyfriend because he cheated on her with some girl.
Oh, cheese and rice.
Listen.
So the update I never wanted to truly have to report on. So we've all been talking about the Carlee Russell case. This is her Instagram, Carlee. Over the last few days, you know, she shocked the nation, and Black women all over the country felt empowered. We felt finally pleased that America was caring about Black women. Every new national news outlet was reporting about Carlee Russell. This is the first time this has ever happened. The hunt was on to find this Black girl. But then when she showed up at our house, it got a little greasy. Why did it get a little greasy? Because she just showed up. So then that's when the world got divided. Wait, what's going on? Something is not right here. Okay, we don't want to speak. We want our privacy. Something is going on. What is going on? Well, when you start talking about something, people start DMing you the truth. It looks like 50 people from Hoover have already got fired for leaking what's really going on with this case. And it's trickled into my DM. So you mean to tell me all this was because she was trying to get back at her ex-man? Yeah, that boyfriend that spoke out about her being kidnapped and held and tortured. Yeah, that was her ex-man. And he actually cheated on her with a stripper. And Carlee had it out with the stripper. And to get back at him, yeah, she disappeared herself. And then got afraid when it blew up. This is what Carlee said to the side chick. Itch, please. He told me everything you said about me, and you thought I told him to say that. I wasn't even with him. You're delusional AF if you think your little conversation was anything more than convenience and the fact that he used you to get back at me out of anger. You want to talk about I don't compare to you on your worst day? Girl, bye. You're miserable, or at least should be, being a stripper to provide for a child I've heard you've had from multiple people. So not surprised you don't know who your baby daddy is. Mention me or contact my NIGGA again, and you'll see I'm not the one to play with. You don't want you and your whole family touched. You're poor. I'm rich. You're a stripper. I'm a nurse. You're ugly. I'm beautiful. You could never. You're the bottom of the barrel. Someone from the police department just could not watch us all suffer. So they released these details. Here's the update. She's sticking to the story that she was abducted. She says she was lured into the woods by some people who live in the woods, described as a person with orange hair, balding on top, tied her up and drove her around and put her in an 18-wheeler and fed her cheeses for 2 days, and they painted her nails. They kept her on 150 somewhere, and somehow she managed to get away and run through the woods to her neighborhood until she got into her house and then goes into the hospital. Hoover got some Ring doorbell footage from her neighborhood, and it just shows her walking casually until she gets close to her house, and then she starts sprinting and flailing arms and acting a fool. She got caught stealing from work that day, failed out of nursing school, and has been on drugs. She had her friend behind her, and that's who picked her up. She was with her friend all weekend. The police knew she was safe because she unblocked her ex while she was quote-unquote abducted. She planned to disappear and realized it wasn't going to work. What up, Nurse Gang? What up, TikTok? So, the update I never wanted to truth.
So, that's what it is.
Well,
where the heck is 150?
Why the fuck she go through this fucking lengths of this bullshit?
Why is she sending us through this, Ike?
Where is 150?
Nosy Hoes is doing a live coming up. I put it down in the chat. If y'all want to go check that out when she ready to go live.
You know what? Like I said in the beginning,
sure your notifications is on for her, huh?
This takes away from people that have actually been assaulted, abused. It takes away from there. You know what I'm saying? And it's that's some selfish shit.
Oh yeah,
that's selfish as fuck. You're self-centered. You're a narcissistic ass person. All them ISISes, psychologists, whatever the fuck you would know. all them words. You know, because listen, you know how many times women currently are arguing for their protection of certain things. They can't get the R word explained because they're questioned. They can't get in certain, you know, and it's like I want to slap her in her face, but I can't slap her because I'm a man. So I'm gonna have one. I need one of y'all to come go slap her.
Like,
listen,
where's 150 at? I am.
She's still stuck on it.
I am, because you're gonna tell me that she was on 150. Like, I'm looking at Alabama Interstate and I don't see a 150.
Look at what we in the last 30 minutes you've already solved, what we're questioning as the public, that I know the police know, but so we have the rationale about it.
What you
It's
want to
common
say?
sense.
I'm interested. No, I done made my way down to Mobile and I'm at 65, 40. I don't see no 150. I don't know where that's at, lady. I was looking because I'm nosy. But
Like I said, if it comes out that she was telling the truth, something actually happened, of course we're
girl,
going to be there for her. You know what I'm saying?
who is?
Finding Maria, help us. What's going on? One thing that's coming to mind is what is it? Tearing around the area of abduction, her being found, like in the sense of running. Finding Maria stuff. Elvis says she think it's Highway I-50. Oh, Highway 150, maybe.
No, like the young man said in the video you just played, Auntie, I think she was trying to get away. Like she's just going to disappear, but it caught up with steam. The media, you know what I'm saying? She thought she was going to run off with other dude or blase blah, whatever the fuck
And it
convoluted,
probably
thought.
it blew up, and she got into more trouble than
Yes.
she imagined.
But I don't
Yeah.
understand. I mean, she like good and grown. Why could if she wanted
She's
to leave?
25, yeah.
If she wanted to leave, if she just wanted to run away, I mean, technically, you're not running away. You an
But
adult.
that's why they're saying allegedly, that's in this Facebook group. I think the girl name that got it, because I looked it up on my phone. The girl's Facebook name is Katrina Bates, Bates. If you go just search in Katrina Bates and just start scrolling down, you can see it's like a lot of different. It's a And then it's this one guy. His name is Vito Suge Knight. I'm not gonna play him because he a hood nigga anyway. But he out here, he like a hood nigga. That nigga hood to the mother. But if you wanna, go find him or whatnot, I kind of, take what take what everybody says with a grain of salt. But
I mean, Auntie, like you in a state where you're not able to, not have kids if you don't want to have kids. Um,
what? Uh huh.
have you heard of people doing such things to not have kids?
You forgot I worked at Planned Parenthood for a couple years, so I've heard of many things. I've heard of many things. Somebody, I mean, that's. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happened.
And wait, let's
Same.
not to mention the
Listen,
mother said that she was getting a lot of false calls from people in their community saying they know where she's at, and they were basically trying to extort her for money.
I mean,
I'll give you this information if you do this and that.
but this is the thing,
Um,
though. This is the thing. The family said she called them and said she was at the Red Roof. Who did she speak to? Who was this that she allegedly talked to and told that she was there? And then there's a call from the from somebody at the hotel, said that there was six cars of people that came there looking for her, and they didn't find nothing there. And of course they had to call the police.
you know what? And I hate to say this, but at this point with AI, you could have someone that
Yeah,
duplicates your voice. So
that's true.
you could truly think that that's this person and it's really not that person. Shoot, they got new Tupac and Biggie tracks coming out from AI. Like, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on now. So you know what I mean? So now at this point, unfortunately, we're at a place with technology where you can't even trust it to say, oh, well, this is a phone call. I heard this person. I know this person's voice, because technically it could be anybody. It could be nobody. It could literally be somebody, that is just malicious and nasty, pretending to be somebody to,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, to do something wild. Like, just so unfortunately before we used to could be like, oh, okay, well, you could trust it because you know the person's voice, you know this, you know that. But now it's like, but can we but can we really? Can we really trust? Not to be funny, at this point, can we really trust videos that we see anymore with the way people are, editing things and making things done? Not really. Can we really trust what we're hearing is audio? I mean, with the way AI and everything else is working, not really. I mean, you would have to be a sick, twisted, demented person to want to do that. But what I've learned about people on the internet is there's sick, demented, twisted people all up and through the internet that finds fun in other people's terror. So, I mean, I'm not saying that everybody's lying, but I am thinking that it's quite odd because, not to be funny, if she was at the Red Roof Inn, right? If she had got a room at the Red Roof Inn, you have to put down a credit card, a debit card. If you pay with cash, you have to do ID or
Right.
something. If you have all of that information on her, then like if she left all of that in her car, clearly she couldn't have used it to check into the Red Roof. I mean, unless someone checked her into the Red Roof Inn under a different name, and they dropped, and they put her in there. So someone else, got a room at the Red Roof and, dropped her off in there. And they was like, oh, we seen this person who looked like this person, or she called to do whatever. I don't know. I mean, how long does the hallucinogenic drugs last in somebody's system? Can we test her and see if she was drugged? Maybe. I don't know. At this point, this is just a lot of speculation, and I'm just happy that a Black woman made the national news, but now I'm afraid that we ain't never gonna get this again.
Mm-mm.
Damn her.
Now, I don't know how true this is. I'm trying to read this. I'm gonna send you this because this that nigga I was talking about that's hood as hell. This nigga on Facebook, y'all go look it up. His name is Vito Suge Knight. Okay.
So it's something about the name I don't trust, but okay.
You can tell that nigga crazy as hell. Supposedly there it says breaking news, Hoover Police Department. Let me look up Hoover Police Department before I even say this. Bitch, I don't see nothing about Hoover Police Department.
Wait, what is it supposed to say about Hoover Police Department? I found
it supposedly, look it up. Because it's supposedly saying breaking news, Hoover Police Department just released new details. Says there's no evidence of a toddler walking down the interstate. Surveillance video from Carlee's neighborhood shows her walking home alone the night she disappeared. They're supposed to hold a press conference tomorrow at 2:30 with more details. See if that's true.
All right, so let's go to the Hoover Police Department updates.
And there's a supposed report that she's saying that she has stopped after leaving Colonnade. Carlee went to Target on Highway 280 and purchased some snack foods and some other items. But these items were not located in the vehicle.
Nor was the food.
Yeah. When she disappeared. No evidence of a toddler. I don't know about
there
this
is
nigga.
not. So I'm looking at the Hoover's thing. They don't have any updates about on their official website.
Their official
they ain't got
page,
I'm on their official website. They have updates about her case and stuff like
show
that.
You this.
The last
this
update is from 2 days ago.
You know what I'm smelling? I think her boyfriend has something to do with this too. That's what I'm smelling.
Supposedly she trying to get back at him because they broke up.
No, I'm talking about one of the boyfriends.
Oh, well,
yeah, it has some. Yeah.
So I don't know, y'all. It's a whole lot of going on. I don't know what to believe. Like I said, if it comes out that if she was actually abducted by aliens, and we were all wrong, then
maybe she was on drugs. She was on a trip. She had a trip. She was on shrooms or something like that. I don't know.
It could have been, which would explain everything.
Listen, I'm gonna go with she was on drugs and the family freaked out for 200. That is my thought is she went on a trip. She went and got zooted and booted.
A real trip.
She went and got zooted and booted, and the family freaked out, called the police, and did all this because she didn't call the police on herself. Like, she reported a baby that wasn't there. But let's be clear, how many times does the police department get false alarms for calls all the time?
That part.
And this
All
is
the time.
another thing. No disrespect to people in the nursing field, okay, Auntie. No disrespect, but you know they got aptitude to look them little drugs and shit. You know what I'm saying? The little pills and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she got accidentally addicted to something, and it fucked up her prowess and where she was going. So maybe that's what I'm saying. Drugs. It doesn't have to be like, you know, the street drugs. Maybe one of them fancy white people drugs that nobody can detect to know that she's high.
Could have
been allegedly.
I'm just saying, maybe she got zooted and booted, and she was on a trip, and she was seeing things that wasn't there. And then once she came to it, she ain't had no shoes on. She ain't got no phone, no purse, no nothing. It's not like she could call an Uber. She ain't got no phone. She ain't got no money. What choice does she have but to walk her butt home?
She was running down the highway, snatching shit off, snatched the wig off, throw the chancla, you know.
No, you know what I mean? Like if you really think about it, you're embarrassed. You don't know what's going on. So maybe in her mind, she was just happy to be home because she got, hired in a kite and was like, oh my gosh, home safety. She probably did look crazy when she made it home. She might have had, a few bumps. She had a bad trip and been gone for 2 days. I mean,
and even so, just say that, and we will be okay with that.
I would accept my family knowing that. I would be cool like my family. Like I had a fucked up ass night. I think my mom, my dad, may they rest in peace. My auntie, anybody, they would be like, okay, nigga, you need some water. Lay your ass down. That's what they gonna do. They ain't gonna ridicule you and put you on a stake. They're not put you across.
My family would drag me through the mud. Let me tell you something. If they got a national alert out looking for me because they feel like I got abducted, and then I walked my happy ass in a house, like, woo, girl, that shrink took me on another level. I think they would beat me unconscious. Like,
no, I'm saying if I would have just been to them, I'm not calling the police. If I just went to the door and been like, I'm fucked up, they would have handled it. I'm not calling the police and being like, I got abducted from aliens and got shot by Mexicans over the border and sent to Afghanistan. No, they would be like, okay, bring your little sweaty ass. What the fuck you was doing? They ain't gonna talk shit to me, but we ain't calling the police.
So, Auntie, let me ask you another question. So she called the police looking for the imaginary baby, right? She called the police because she said, oh my gosh, there's this imaginary baby. Let's find the baby. And then when the police got there, they found her car with all of her belongings and all of that, which is kind of how the thing started, right? It wasn't the parents called the police looking for her, right? It was like, it was more of, the cops got there and they seen her car running on the side of the road,
No, I want to say
they said someone reported her car running with no one in it. They said that someone reported the car.
Well, no, I want to say it was maybe the girlfriend that called in because she was supposedly, allegedly on the phone with the brother's girlfriend when all that happened, because the brother's girlfriend is reporting that she heard a scream after she had asked, she'd heard her say, are you okay? She didn't hear anybody reply back, and then she heard a scream, and then she just heard what sounded to be a lot of background.
That's why I said I think the brother is in it. The brother is in with it.
I'm thinking that maybe when they called the police or something, they pinged her. I don't know.
Because now I'm like, so I was like, oh, maybe, if the police, she called the police herself talking about she seen this imaginary baby. The police showed up to help her, seen her car running, and was like, oh my gosh, something had to have happened. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it kind of spiraled from there. And then the family got like, oh my gosh, spiraled. Something had to have happened. But then you said the sister, well, the brother's girlfriend heard her scream, so something else had to have happened. So that couldn't have been just quite it. But
You know
you know what I mean?
what
Because I
one
was like,
thing
oh well,
someone
maybe.
said on my Reddit, they brought up a very logical situation.
Well, now they got
When,
this.
when you're in the front of the media and stuff, you want anybody that you love to be in the best light. So they're going to say the best thing about you. They're not going to say that you was a condescending ICH. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to say that you were mean, you were deceitful. They're not going to say that. They want the public to, think that you're the best person in the world. And that goes across media publications, across anything, missing people, children, deaths, and so on and so forth. When someone dies, they were the best person in the world. But good and goddamn well that person was a menace to society.
Right, yeah,
So
it was a complete asshole. And
exactly.
you want to
So
sit up
like
here and
it's like
speak
this
good
right here.
on
We have to look at it. We have to look at it in perspective. Not just we all have our opinions, but we've seen this before. And again, I'm going to reiterate. This is she just put the what black women go through and trying to get justice for. She put it back like about 10 years.
Oh yeah.
Just like niggas do. Niggas put niggas back 10 years by the shit they do. Because there are people out there that actually have valid situations that need to be investigated, solved, but you know how these motherfucking crackers do, these motherfucking fucking opaque people. You know how they do. So why are you going to foul into them? You just allow them to abuse us more because your treachery and your false lies. It's not good.
See, but that's my thing. I wonder, like, I don't, I don't think her intention was for all of this, right? When the only thing that makes logical sense in my brain, right? If I put all the pieces together that we've heard, what makes sense to me is she got off work, she went to get something to eat, she took some shrooms, she got high, she thought she seen a baby. She didn't see a baby, but she thought she seen a baby because she was high.
Mm,
And in that, chaos of her being zooted and booted,
mm,
it went left. Like she was screaming because, she was high. And then the brother's girlfriend
Yeah,
heard the
you own it.
thing,
Yeah.
called the people, and it like escalated out of nowhere. But I don't think her intention was like, because it doesn't make sense, right? The whole time when everyone was talking about this, I was like, it don't make sense. I was like,
Wait. See, CSI. Okay, like you said, okay, we can have the theory of her being on shrooms. So if the theory is that she was on shrooms, she called her brother's baby moms, is because she got the shrooms from her brother. So they was probably on shrooms all together. They was on different
no,
trips.
no, I didn't
No,
even think it was that.
this is my
Because
synopsis.
if
This is
she
just
got
a
off, no, because
allegedly.
think, right? She got off work. So she wouldn't have been doing shrooms with the brother or the brother girlfriend because she
No,
just
no,
got
I'm
off
saying
work.
no. She got the shrooms from her brother. They just did them
Oh.
in different areas. Like she got off work. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I got the shrooms. I'm gonna pop them. You know what I'm saying? And she driving, and the motherfuckers kicked in. And you know what I'm saying? And she called, said,
Shit.
I'm just surmising. It's not. This is allegedly. I'm just surmising. Maybe she did the shrooms and they kicked in and she had one of those, trips. That's why when I do shrooms, I stay in the house. I don't go nowhere.
She
And I
had a
make sure
bad
my
trip and
husband
seen an
I make
imaginary
sure my
baby.
husband is right here. Right here. No, watch over me, nigga. Cause I may be tripping. Fla la la. Fla la la. No,
Listen,
nigga, you better be following me, nigga. And he's
listen,
sober. I'm the one on shrooms. So
listen.
I don't know. That's just
Oh,
a
I'm trying.
some
Listen, this is what makes sense to me, right? Because her doing like that didn't make sense to me. Like none of that made any logical sense. If you get kidnapped, there ain't no logic in kidnapping, so I can't
Mm-hmm.
apply logic to that because it's gonna be
they
whatever
didn't say
them
that she
people
had any
intention want to be.
psychological or crazy. She wasn't like a bipolar psycho. No, so there was no like I don't know. Maybe her family, just like I said, when you get in front of the media, you're like want to be super clean, but maybe they're not telling about how she actually was, as a regular person.
So yeah, so for me, I'm like maybe she got Hi, she seen an imaginary baby. She pulled over because she really thought she seen this baby that wasn't there. She wandered off into the middle of the woods. Let's be clear, they didn't see her black ass in the middle of the night, in the middle of the woods.
She woke up in Debo pigeon coop, sweating like a runaway slave.
Absolutely.
First person she wanted was her mama.
Yeah, listen, could she have honestly look? Could she have honestly listen? If you imagine a baby, could you imagine somebody with orange hair? Sure, why not? It's not
Okay, one thing for sure. Wait, one thing for sure. I don't live in the country, but my family from the country. So I know when you go out in them bushes and stuff, you coming back with a few scrapes from the branches. If you ain't got the appropriate clothes on, you're gonna have some scrapes. Because you're going through the foliage. You're going through the foliage.
If you took off your wig, you're gonna take off your shoes.
Okay, and she was very specific. It was a man, she said a man with orange hair that was balding. They had her in a van, gave her Cheez-Its, fed her Cheez-Its for 2 days and painted her nails.
Okay, do you wait? Okay, PSI. Okay, orange and nails. You see, she has a color fixation.
No, listen. Listen. It makes
hair, Cheez-It.
Listen, if you give her some shrooms, listen. If we take this thing and we say she took some shrooms, everything about this story now makes sense. Like, let's be clear.
All right, y'all finna get ready to get off of
Everything about
here
the story
because
now
we done
makes
been on
sense.
here 2.5 hours.
Like, oh, yep, she did shrooms. The story makes sense now.
I'm finna Nosy House just went live. If y'all want to keep listening to some mess, let me share her. Let me share her out because my notification. I was gonna say my notification just went off for her. Okay.
Send it to my Instagram. You know I'll be fucking with these people in here, no?
Nosy Hoes be going. Oh, she's a trip.
I told those goofy bitches, but they don't want to hear what we got to say over here because we're a smaller child. So I guess that means we don't know shit. You looking dumb now, bitch, ain't you? And you gonna look even dumber tomorrow. Y'all, I don't care.
Let me pull this back up. So y'all want to go over and like I said, listen to some more mess. There's Nosy Hoes live. She's live right now. I'm finna probably listen to it for a little bit too, child. Keep me entertained, child. Keep me entertained. All right. Appreciate y'all for coming and stopping. What is this? Today is what? Tuesday? We probably go live again on Friday evening. About the same time, Friday, 7:30. See what's just going on. We probably have some more updates. Talk some shit. You know how we do. Already. So we'll see y'all. Yeah, we'll do this again Friday, 7:30. If I got my two co-hosts up here with me, if not, it's just gonna be me up here talking shit. Friday.
I ain't no co-host. I invaded the situation. I can't talk shit.
Well, if you welcome to come and talk shit again this Friday, 7:30, baby. Okay.
Gotcha.
All right, y'all. We finna get on up out of here. Appreciate y'all for it's impromptu live. Like I said, I'm gonna try to make this more of a regular thing. You know, so far I got Tuesdays and Fridays. We might keep that going. And if it's any other topics, if y'all get any other tea about this, inbox me. My email is there. Y'all already follow me on IG. Inbox me, send it all to me, and we'll talk about it. Hopefully, we'll have some updates by this Friday. If not, we'll find some other shit to talk about. All right, we'll talk to y'all later. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Bye.
Peace. Thank you, Auntie.
Of course.